Oh, snap. I need to play the intro video.
Play the intro.
That's why it's really important to have a plan and understand what your goals are.
In fact, my camel out there is suffering right now with a broken back.
So I actually found Pepe when it was only a couple of hours old, and I'm like, oh, this is a funny meme.
Oh my god.
Yo! Who is this degen?
The old man is swing trading over years at a time. And it's like, that's where the real money is made.
The answer is a permanent loss. With single-sided staking, you don't have to worry about impermanent loss.
But really, at the end of the day, it's just the matter of a macro market. It's just what happens.
If you're aware, if you're disciplined, you can hone that into further financial growth.
Financial freedom, so we can actually live life and not have to be constantly living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, more or less, right?
Since being transferred to Texas, Ghislaine Maxwell has packed on nearly 30 pounds. This is out-fucking-rageous. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto degenerates, ducks and squirrels, welcome to the DGen Roundtable Whiskey Wednesday show. My name is Will Stevenson. I'm joined tonight by my great good friend Josh, Mr. Slide 180, and I've found a fantastic National Enquirer magazine that's full of awesome, beautiful, and delicious, juicy truths. But we're not too terribly worried about that. We're worried about fucking whiskey, baby, and delicious beers and awesome things going on. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Josh Broski, what's new and exciting with you, and what are you sipping on over there?
I got some St. Arnold Banger IPA. I think it's 9% alcohol, I want to say. So it's a pretty stout IPA.
That's a good fucking juicy one.
By the end of this show, I'm probably going to be pretty fucked up.
We're going to be pretty fucking proper pissed. Started late.
Oh no, are you freezing?
Nope, I shouldn't be freezing. Are you freezing?
Oh, you're back. Oh, you're
I'm back.
baby.
Okay, sweet. I'm back and better than ever. Oh man, I don't know if my phone is operating on Wi-Fi right now. Cool beans. Frickin' the reason the show started late, guys, is because I was literally doing a beer run, so that way I could have garage beers for the show. And that way we could do this awesome and amazing, Whiskey Wednesday with some proper alcohol. So, without any further ado, let's do some fucking chat, motherfucking shoutouts. Josh, do you have the device that you can hold up for the folks at home? It's fucking chat shoutouts time, baby! Hell yeah!
Yay!
Hooray for chat shoutouts! All right, let's see who we've got joining us tonight. So tonight we're just gonna kind of fuck off a little bit because there's some interesting things going on in Pulse Chain, but for the most part, we're just gonna hang out and see what's up. So speaking of what's up, we've got Mr. Kenturian 54X. Dude, Josh, you would fucking love hanging out with this guy. He's a degenerate farmer who also flies planes, and he leads us in a little Dungeons and Dragons group. I think we're doing a Dungeons and Degens game this Saturday, as a matter of fact. So Kenturian, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're doing some awesome things. But that's what's up, broski. It's good to see you. We're also joined by another good real-life friend of mine, Mr. Moonpilled, Rational Optics, Degens, fill your glasses. And the scotch is on the rocks, is what Mr. Moonpilled has said. And Mr. Kenturian has responded, we call the whiskey poured. A very degenerate farmer, he says. Yep. I actually oh man, we had a great time drinking garage beers, as a matter of fact, over at his farm. Would it be called a farm or would it be called a ranch, Kenturian? I don't know what to call it, but he's got a whole bunch of property and a bunch of cows over there and tractors and things like that. And I remember handing him tools and stuff as he was fixing his backhoe, and we were both getting fucking wasted, and it was a good time. And yes, we do have D&D this Saturday, so there's gonna be some dungeons and Degens and Dragons going on. But excellent, excellent. It's good to have you guys joining us, and shout out to all of you guys that are in the chats and hiding. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Battle Hardened Sniper, who I know is there. He doesn't say much. He's a ninja watcher, but he always gives us the best thank yous in the Telegram after the stream's over. So glad that we could have you with us tonight. Oh, also, Mr. Smooth Brain Boomstick has joined. So thirsty, not in the wrong ways. I said that wrong at the beginning. Cheers to you, fucking broski. Good to have you with us. Good to have you, Mr. Smooth Brain Boomstick. And Kenturian clarifies farm ranch, it don't matter. It got tractors and cows. It's also got a bunch of quads and really cool other like hay baling machinery and cool firewood and fences. It's fucking awesome.
I think you sent me a video of when you were out there last time, I do believe.
Yep. Yeah. We were feeding cows and riding quads and feeding more cows, and then man, I don't remember what we did, Kenturian. I think we streamed Whiskey Wednesday from out there, as a matter of fact. I think I remember streaming from the Barn Dominium. That was freaking kick ass. But it's good to see all you guys. Welcome to the show. And oh nope, that's not Levi arriving back. I'm on a job site right now over in Detroit, Michigan. And Josh, you were saying earlier in the green room that you've got some freaking lingonberries in, right? You're gonna make a new batch of mead coming up.
Yeah. So on Friday, I got to go pick up some honey, and I think it's the only ingredient I need. I just need to get about 5 or 6 pounds of honey, and just make the dang thing.
Yeah, these things kind of look like cranberries. Hang on, I'm gonna bring up a share screen for the folks at home so you guys can see. These are some pretty cool little berries. Josh, is that showing up? Can you guys see that?
Oh, I was thinking. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Okay. Look at
that.
So
it's kind of like cranberries, except it tastes better. Like it's more sour versus tart, I want to say, or vice versa. Either way, I think lingonberries taste better than cranberries, in my own personal opinion.
Found in the Arctic tundra throughout the northern hemisphere. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
they sure look like.
I got mine.
They sure look like them.
I got mine from Sweden, so they're also expensive to get imported in and just get them in general.
Yeah. Where do they grow in the United States? Alaska and Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Upper Midwest, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's not in the part of Michigan I'm in. I'm over in Detroit area, but that's pretty nifty. Well, cool beans, some fucking lingonberries and some lingonberry mead. What is it going to be like super red, like wine kind of when you make it? Does the dye of the fruit pass into the fluid?
Yeah, it should come out like kind of like a light red. But I guess we'll see when I actually make it. So this will be my first time making a lingonberry. So you remember I made that black cherry one?
Yeah,
and it came out red. So hopefully this comes out with like a little bit of color on it.
That was a good time. That was fucking kick ass. But I remember when we were hanging out one time, I can't remember if it was on stream or where it was, but we were talking about like what would we do if like there was millions of dollars and things, and you were talking about like it'd be cool to start a brewery somewhere, right? Would you mostly focus on brewing beer, or would you do mead, or like are you looking to become like jack of all trades or like master one thing in particular?
I mean, I think being both would be cool, because like there's a place down the street from me called Southern Star Brewery. It's not that far away. I'm also doxing myself. Either way.
Oh no!
No!
All eight people watching right now are gonna come swarm your house, and they're gonna come get you.
Yeah, they're gonna come over here, and I'll take turns rubbing my nipples.
Yep, there you go.
But either way, I was like going on about well, they make beer and they also make mead on the side. That's still a part of it, but they make like I was thinking like normal, like how I make mine without carbonation. They make theirs like sparkling mead.
Oh, can you like add? Oh, there we go. He's gonna fucking he's gonna bring some pegs, Mr. I like fruits. He's gonna bring some pegs to come help your nipples out.
Oh hell yeah, brother!
Shout out to you. I like
Me-
fruits. Well, Josh
You
is
see
gonna
what I'm
take the
wearing?
fruits and turn it into stuff. What were you saying?
You see what I'm wearing? I'm practically begging for it.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like fruits. That's kick-ass. Have we seen you before? I like fruits. I can't remember if you've been on the show. Also, Josh, am I on like a 2-second delay or something?
I don't think so. You sound normal to me, but I think whenever my stuff is going through, it's taking like a second to pass through.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Probably because I'm using Bluetooth headphones.
Oh, that could be it. That could be it as well. Hello to the everyone in the background over there. I see the fridge opening up behind you, Josh.
Oh yeah, that's Kim.
Yep. Hello, Kim. But yes, wait, what were you saying? Oh yeah, you have been on this. Okay, he has been in DGen Roundtable before. Well, excellent, broski. Glad that we could have you back. Welcome to the show. I don't have a whole lot of stuff that I've thought about talking about tonight. I did buy this National Enquirer at the store whilst Josh and I were on the phone in preparation for the show to go on. And before I hop into that, I just want to say it's pretty cool to have Richard Hart back on Twitter again, talking like not just from a spouting out into the universe perspective, but also like interacting with all the folks in the Hexaco and crypto space and everything. So that's pretty freaking cool. For those of you guys that haven't heard, excuse me, Richard Hart is back on Twitter, but like back on Twitter in the sense that or well, maybe not Richard Hart, but someone is on the account and they're interacting with people and they're actually like answering questions and talking about things. So that's pretty fucking cool. Josh, in case you didn't know, like the crypto cult that I'm a part of, the dude that started it all has finally started talking again, which means that potentially cool things will happen in the near future. So we shall see.
I would imagine
We shall see.
also raises the. I would imagine that would raise the price of his stocks as well.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. I think that man, I haven't looked at a chart in a long time. Let's do some charting here on the show. I'm not a very good technical analyst, but let's see what we can do here. So I'm gonna pull
All right, I
up.
already know. Like I saw Bitcoin earlier was like 110K last time I checked. So not good, brother.
Okay. Can we see my deck screener? I think that we can. We're gonna hide this ad. Let's take a look. You said Bitcoin, right? BTC.
Yeah.
All right. BTC USD. Market cap 2.2 trillion. Oh, on osmosis. What the hell is this? Is this Bitcoin? 100.
What the hell is even that?
It's oh. Okay, $100,000. Man, I am not the technical analyst that you guys might think that I am. Okay, we're on a 15-minute chart. We're gonna zoom back out to a daily chart. Whoa. No, this is definitely
went
not
from
Bitcoin.
120. Bitcoin went from what 126K to 110K in a matter of a week. So crazy how that works.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man. It's doing some crazy swings. I don't know how to look up Bitcoin. I just realized I have no idea how to look up Bitcoin on Deck Screener. It's ridiculous. This one right here, I'm pretty sure is not Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. I don't think that that's BTC. We've got BTC over Wrapped Pulse. I don't think that's Bitcoin. I don't think this is Bitcoin. Man, I guess so. It looks like the consensus is that Bitcoin is at $110,000 right now. So I'm just gonna say Bitcoin's at 110,000. That's pretty fucking nuts. I'll close that out. I'm not even gonna try and be technical.
Ethereum was at a little over 40K. I think it's at like 38K right now. Last time I checked.
38K or 3,800.
I do believe. Oh yeah, 3,800. You know what I meant.
Okay. Very cool. I don't often look at the prices of things. I'm one of those guys that for the most part is like, oh, well, if I think my portfolio is down, I'm just not going to look at it. Ooh, get that frothy top.
That one I was feeling a little bit. Whoopsies.
Oopsies. Man, I have no clue what the price is of things right now. But anyways, there was a huge event that happened on Friday. Tons of people went fucking nuts. Tons of people got liquidated. I want to say it was like $22 billion in total of liquidations of people just getting their positions scrubbed off the market face. So that's pretty funny and silly and exciting. It's looking like this might be either the end or it might be the beginning of the crazy fun time. Seems to be the consensus from two people.
Yeah, I
I don't
think
know
it's a good
much.
time. I don't know. I don't know nothing. So this is not financial advice. But
Mhm.
if I had the money to buy it right now, I would buy a lot of crypto and just hold on to it for a couple months because it's going to go right back up, and you can flip it and make more money. So that's what I've been doing.
Yep. That's bro, you've been I swear to God, man, like I'm so fucking happy. Like you know almost nothing about crypto, but you've been making these awesome trades. Like you sold the top right before this crazy crash happened, and then now it's like, oh, it could possibly be buy time again. Freaking kick ass and awesome. I don't know what you're doing, bro, but it's working. So maybe I should just start copying the Josh trades. I just moved some money into Pulse Chain today because I'm finally back on like a steady workflow schedule, doing towers and things. I'm probably going to be busy for like the next several months is what it's looking like. So I can finally DCA again. I don't have to live like don't have to live on beans and rice and uh hanging out having fun. I can finally like
Yeah,
buy steaks
hopes and dreams.
and the fancy top ramens, yeah. So super cool and things. So I did a little bit of buying today. I bought some Ethereum, I bought some USDC and bridged it over to Pulse Chain, bought some Hex. Life is good. Oh, and speaking of buying Hex, we've got a fantastic Hexican in the chat with us. We've got Tam Tam. Tam Tam says, hello, my lovelies. Hello to you too, Tam Tam. Good to see you. We had an excellent spaces last night. Tam hosts Twitter Spaces or X Spaces for folks that are brand new to Hexico or brand new to crypto and have questions that they want to ask. So we were speaking with Kim Tran a lot last night, talking to her about the four core coins in Pulse Chain and teaching her about like how things work and just some crypto basics. And a bunch of people had cool stories to tell, and there was some great discussion and lots of cool laughs. So if you guys want to check out Tam Tam Spaces, there just follow her Twitter. It's I think it's Tam Tam Hex or Hex Tam Tam or something like that. And every Tuesday, starting at 6 p.m. Central Time, going to 8 p.m. Central Time, she hosts a space for new folks to come in and ask questions and do some learning. So good to see you, Tam. Welcome to the show. We're
I'll have
just
to
kind
go
of
on there and
winging it.
check her out too.
Yeah,
I don't really
it's
know anything about Hex. Everything I know about Hex is just kind of like hearsay that you told me, but I really don't know too much. So anything I
yeah.
can learn, I'll try to soak up information.
Well, I was the one that was doing most of the talking in that respect last night. So I can give you the quick little spiel if you want on what is like Hex cryptocurrency, and it's always good for me to like practice if not. So is that would you like to hear about what Hex is, Josh?
I mean, might as well. We're already live. There might be people on
Might as
here who
well.
don't know what's up. So
All right. Fair enough. So Hex is essentially a certificate of deposit that exists on the blockchain. So in the traditional finance world, you can go to a bank and you could say, "Hey, I would like to open a certificate of deposit." And a certificate of deposit is essentially just like you take your money, you lock it up and give it to the government, and then the government gives you 5% yield for it. So like if I have $100 and I put it in the bank, and then the bank's like, "Hey, here's your CD contract. You get 5% over a 1 year time frame for locking up your $100." So at the very end of the year, I get my $100 back, and I get a crispy shiny $5 bill. And like it scales up. So if you put in 1 million, then you get like 1,050,000, et cetera, et cetera. So with banks, it's generally like a 5% rate or something for a CD, and there's like different time frames you can do and stuff like that, but that's essentially what a traditional certificate of deposit is. Now the way that Hex works is very similar to that, except you don't need a bank, you don't need anything else. All that you need is an internet connection and some way to get money into the cryptocurrency sphere. So what I normally do is I buy like Ethereum on Coinbase, and then I take it out of Coinbase and I put it into my own private wallet, and then from my private wallet, I take that Ethereum and I turn it into Hex. or I bridge the Ethereum over to the Pulse chain, blockchain, and then turn it into Hex and turn it into Pulse chain. And then what you do is you can take the Hex and you be like, all right, I've got, say, 10,000 Hex, and I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to erase it. I'm going to take it off the market, lock it up for anywhere between 1 day and 5,555 days. So, which is 15.2 years. So those are like you can create this CD for any duration of length in between those two numbers, anywhere from 0 to 15.2 years is how long you can go. And the longer you go, the better your APR is. So like in the beginning, if you would stake for a day, you would get like a fraction of a percent. But if you would stake for 15 years, you would get 40% APY. So and the more people that stake, the lower the ratio is of the specific payback amount. So like if everybody's staking, then the APR goes from 40% down to like, I don't know, 15% or something like that, which is, I think what it's at right around now is like 15-ish% APY, something like that. But anyways, you create a contract with yourself using essentially an online calculator that does all these calculations for you. You write up this little contract by like clicking 2 or 3 buttons, and then at the end of the contract, you get your initial Hex back plus all of the interest, all delivered all at one time. And it's paid out in Hex. It's not paid out in dollars. It's not paid out in chicken eggs. The currency is all in the Hex token. So you take the Hex tokens, you lock them up, you destroy them, and then you wait later and you get more Hex tokens than you started with. And that's how Hex works, essentially. It's just a thing that you can destroy it right now to get more of it later. And that's how Hex works.
Okay,
and that's all that it is.
that makes
It's
sense.
super simple. Yeah. I had a much
I'll have to
better
go through
like
the-
2-minute. I had a much better like little 2-minute spiel that I used to give with like little index cards where I would draw like a hexagon on it. They'd be like, "This is your Hex," and you stake it, and then I ripped it in half and threw it on the ground, and then it's like, and now it's gone, and now you wait 4 years or 15 years, and then I'd pull out another index card, you get more Hex, and it had 4 hexagons on it, and that was basically my little thing. But I like Fruit says that Hex is a better Bitcoin. LOL. This is one of our marketing taglines, is that Hex is a better Bitcoin because Bitcoin is inflationary. Hex is also inflationary. Hex, because like the way that Hex is created, the way that it comes into fruition is by the staking and the mining process. So you can call it staking, you can call it mining, you can call it whatever. But the only way that Hex gets born into existence is when people lock it up and they wait a certain amount of time, and then it appears later. When it appears later, all of the new Hex that is that shows up as a result of the payout of the contract, that is how new Hex gets created. And then when you stake the Hex, it gets destroyed, or it gets sent off to an address where nobody can ever touch it again. It's basically like thrown into a garbage bin behind like a glass wall that nobody can ever get through, where everyone can look at it but nobody can touch it. And it's like, oh, look at all that Hex that we can't have. It's kind of like the same thing as like the diamonds. Like the De Beers family owns like 60% of all the diamonds in the world, and so they just keep them locked up in a vault, and that's why diamonds are valuable and things. And also they funded all these like little commercials about like diamonds are a girl's best friend to get girls interested in them and wanting to buy them and things. So it's kind of like one of those things where when you create scarcity, the thing becomes more valuable. It's like
artificial
when
scarcity.
yeah, or even an even better example is like like you go off to work and then you get home and the dog or the cat is happy to see you because like you've been gone all day. And so it's like, because the person has not been around, when the person is around, it's like, oh man, this is awesome, cool stuff, because it's like a lot of time has gone where there's been absence and stuff. So it's like it's the same sort of principle. But yeah. Yeah, so Mr. Hexagon Lost in Asia says, when you stake Hex, it is burnt forever, and when you unstake, you mint new Hex. There you go. Yep, absolutely. I think
Okay.
the actual I don't Hexagon Lost in Asia, I don't know if the technical definition of because I think that burned hex doesn't like remove it from circulation. I think it goes to the burn address on either Ethereum or Pulse Chain, but I'm not entirely sure. That's a good point. Yeah, when you stake hex, it's burnt forever, and when you unstake, you mint new hex. That is correct. So theoretically, so the benefit of being a staker is you're delaying gratification. You're putting off till later what you could be enjoying now. So the staker class creates scarcity in the marketplace. They drive the price upwards by making there be less of the thing available for people to buy and sell. And then so the people who aren't staking hex, they can be like, oh, I can sell my hex right now if I want to because I have it in my hands. I can touch it. It is liquid. So the non-staker class gets to benefit from having the ability to sell it, and the staker class gets to benefit from getting more of it later. So it's kind of like everybody sort of kind of benefits from the process. And a lot of people decide to stake everything. A lot of people decide to stake nothing. But I think that like if you factor in the number of active wallets in Hexico, I want to say it's around 10 to 15% of the total active users are people that stake the hex. Most people don't stake. And then of course there's the origin address, which is like most of the hex in existence was put in one address called the origin address, which then split up into a bunch of little tinier addresses, but we'll just call the whole thing the origin address for the sake of easy understanding. But the origin address just took all the hex that it had and it just staked it all out for a varying amounts of time between 1 and 15 years. And the origin address has never sold any hex in the 5 years that hex has been around. So the origin address has only ever sat still and sent tokens to other origin address wallets and things. And it only just recently, like I think sometime in March maybe or somewhere around there, the origin address took pretty much all the hex that it has. I think it's like 99% of the hex that it had, and just staked it all. So just destroyed it all, making there be like basically no hex. Not basically no hex, but like 95% less than everyone thought that there was is now just totally gone. And so it's like, oh wow, so like the only people that are getting hex are the stakers, and the only people that are able to buy and or are able to sell are the non-stakers, the liquid class. So that's kind of like a quick little overview about what hex is. Do you have any questions, Josh?
Oh, yeah, so you said like was it APR or APY is pretty high?
Yeah. So it used to be 40%. I think right around now it's about 15%. So 15.
I mean, it's still better than like Ethereum and whatnot. So I was looking at Ethereum. I think it's like what, a couple percent, if that, 4%, like 4.2 or 4.3 or whatever.
Yep. So we would call hex like the category of token that we would call hex is decentralized finance. We would call it like a DeFi token. So it's basically like similar to a financial product that you would see in the traditional world, like a bank or a Roth IRA or a 401k or an investment firm company or a hedge fund people. Like we would call those traditional finance services. So in the cryptocurrency world, we like to focus on decentralized finance, which basically means you can do all the same stuff as like hedge funds, 401ks, banks, and all that stuff, but you don't have to worry about their centralized system. You can be your own bank through a decentralized blockchain protocols and things like that. So there's like lending and borrowing protocols that like you can take out a loan. There's all sorts of things. There's gambling protocols in the DeFi world. There's all sorts of crazy stuff. So like, but we would call hex it, like we would say that it falls within the category of DeFi, decentralized finance. And Mr. Hexkin Lost in Asia has an update. No, it's gone forever, and you get T-shares. It doesn't go to some secret addresses. Okay, that's good to know. So I couldn't remember if hex goes to like a burn address when you stake it, or if it is removed from circulation. So it's good to know that it's removed from circulation. So yeah. And Josh, the like when you destroy your hex, you're given a receipt, which is called a T-share. A T-share is short for a trillion share, and it basically just means the best analogy that I can give is like, are you familiar with like the way that pirates divvied up treasure on pirate ships?
Yard.
Yeah, so every pirate gets like gets one share, and the more pirates there are on the boat, the more shares there are that exist, and the captain gets like 5 shares. The boat itself gets a number, I think gets like 10 or 15 shares, because the boat needs new sails, needs new planks, needs new, fucking kitchen, needs to buy food, all that stuff. So like the
It's the
boat gets a
overhead.
number of shares. Yeah. So like the boat gets an overhead, the captain gets a higher number of shares than most of the crew, but everyone on the crew gets at least 1 share of the treasure. It's a very similar thing in Hexaco with the T shares. When you stake hex, you get what's called a T share rate, which is just like there's a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of hex all in existence, and the more people that stake it, the more like stake points there are given, and at the time of your staking, you get a specific rate of like how much hex versus how long versus how many people before you have staked, and so there's a whole bunch of math that goes into calculating that stuff, but um the thing that it gives you in like when you destroy your hex is you get a T-share contract, and basically what it means is like the T-share determines how much hex you get every single day through that stake. So every single day the contract recalculates like how much hex is going to be added to your to your contract at the very end, and so the T-share is basically your multiplier. So right now the share rate is or the not the share rate, the payout rate is 1.5 hex per T share per day. So if I create a hex stake and I get 1 T share as a result of my hex stake, then I get 1.5 hex every single day for the duration of my entire stake. So if I stake for the total 5,555 days, then I get that number times 1.5, presuming that that number never changes. That number can basically only ever go up. The only time that the share rate goes down is the only time that the payout rate goes down is when more people stake. So when the origin address staked all of its like 95% of all the hex ever in existence, the old hex payout rate used to be 8 hex per day per T-share. The new payout rate is 1.5. But it's basically like almost all of the hex in existence is staked out because of the origin address. Only like a very small portion of hex still exist like on the open market and buyable by people and sellable and all that stuff. So the T-share rate is what you get in exchange for destroying all of your hex and doing all that stuff. So there you go.
That makes
Mr.
sense.
Hexkin.
I get the gist of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a cool protocol. I like it a lot. It's very simple. I basically think of it as like an alternative to a 401k. It's like instead of retiring, I'll just stake for 15 years. I'll just destroy this money for, 5,555 days and just not think about it, and that's all I got to worry about. We got another comment from Hexkin. He says 5% hex staked means only 5% of supply for sell pressure to destroy the price. This is good for stakers. So yeah, so like when there's not a lot of people able to fuck with the price, then that means that the price does cool things. Hex also allows you to be the liquidity. It is the truth engine. We get a halving and payout every day in Hex. You can see your total Hex count rise every day. Yeah, that's true. So what's really cool is like you don't have the Hex in your wallet in your possession, but you can see how much of it the contract is like, hey, this is how much you've theoretically earned today. And at the very end of your contract, you get that much added to your principal, and it's just kind of cool to see. You can break the contract, by the way. You can opt out, but there's a penalty, and the penalty is pretty massive. So like, you have to make it halfway through the duration of whatever your contract is in order for you to just break even. So like, if I stake, 1,000 hex and I stake it for 100 days, or excuse me, I stake it for 200 days, but I only make it 100 days through, and then I'm like, you know what, I want to end my stake right now instead of waiting till the end. If you only do half, then you break even and you get out the exact amount that you put in. But
Yeah, so it's
if you break
literally
your
just
contract,
just another way of doing a 401k essentially.
exactly, yeah, it's a 401k. That's a great way to put it. Bang Bang Degen Gang is also another thing that Mr. Frank White has said. Good to see you, Mr. Frank White. Welcome, broski. But yeah, Hex is a really cool engine. Super simple, really easy to work with, really easy to understand, and I like it a lot because I'm a fan of putting things off till later so that I can enjoy cooler stuff. We're going to go through a couple of the other chats here. Mr. Kenturian54X has hopped in. Has anyone asked Richard Hart in his X thread about why the origin address would stake their hex to cut the APR? Not that I know of, Kenturian, but I only knew that that Richard Hart was back in business because I was on the thing with Tam last night, the X space. I was in there talking to people, and they started talking about Richard Hart's streaming again. So like, I'm way out of the curve. I am not the person to be asking for news and stuff, but that would be a good question. Like, why would the origin address stake their hex to cut the APR? That might be a good thing. Giving people 40% APR for a super long period of time gives them a lot of like buying and selling power. So that'd be absolutely crazy. And yeah, the amount of hex that is staked right now is 95%, and the amount of hex that is not staked right now is 5%. So most of the hex that ever existed has been destroyed. So that's pretty cool for the people that want to buy and sell it, because they don't have to worry about 95% of the other stuff like getting sold down and problems happening. So that's pretty nifty. Did you
Yeah,
have
that
a
sounds
thought
like
there,
a.
Josh? Yeah, go ahead.
So instead of doing what I've been doing and betting beer money and getting said beer money return, it's more like I'm going to invest this and then pull it out later and then get said beer money for the long run. That's what that sounds like to me.
That's essentially how it works. Except the thing to remember is that the payout and the reward is denominated in hex tokens. It is not denominated in dollars. So hex has been all the way from, oh man, what was the bottom? I think the bottom was like 3/100ths of a penny or something like that, and it's been all the way up to 55 cents. So the top of the last bull market, hex was 55 cents for one hex token. Right now hex is, I think, almost a penny. I want to say it's 70% of a penny or something like that. So like, basically, a dollar gets you 120 or 140 hex, something like that. But yeah, it used to be that a dollar would only get you 2 hex. So like, the price of the asset itself changes as the market does the market's thing. Like Bitcoin will rise up and Bitcoin will fall down, and Bitcoin will do all sorts of crazy things. Same thing with hex. Hex goes up, hex goes down. Like, I think that we're currently oh man, I don't remember. I learned about hex when it was about 4 cents. That's when I first started like learning about it and buying into it and staking and doing all that stuff. But yeah, it's been a wild ride, man. The highest I've ever seen it go was 12 cents, and that was I think 2 or 3 years ago, right before Pulse Chain launched. Hex was about 12 cents.
Oh, what is it right now? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, it's like 0.7 cents. So it's almost a penny.
Cents.
Yeah, it's basically just shy of a penny. But yeah, and so that's the hex that's on Pulse Chain. The hex that's on Ethereum, I think, is way lower than that. I want to say oh man, hex on Ethereum, I don't even know. I think hex on Ethereum is probably about 1/3 of that. So it's probably like 25% or 20% of a penny for hex on Ethereum. But yeah, those are the two main ones. Is like, there's hex that exists on the Ethereum blockchain, and then there's hex that exists on the Pulse Chain blockchain. And the hex that exists on the Ethereum blockchain is like the original one where everything started. You have to use Ethereum as the gas token to run the smart contract, which is the staking of it and the unstaking of it. So you have to pay for the transaction fee in Ethereum, imagine it being like basically like when you buy a calculator, you have to buy batteries to put in the calculator for the calculator to run. That's what Ethereum is. That's what Pulse Chain is. Those two tokens are essentially like the
Yeah.
fuel that powers the calculation, and the calculation is run on the blockchain, which is essentially, you know, hundreds of thousands of computers all around the world, all connected to this same place, all running this same code and doing everything like fucking super quick, fast, and crazy. Like, it got really expensive though to stake and unstake hex over on Ethereum, which is why the Pulse Chain blockchain was created, and everything that existed on Ethereum was copied over to have an identical copy over on Pulse Chain. So anyone who had any sort of tokens on the Ethereum blockchain as of I want to say it was like May 1st of 2023. That was when the picture was taken of the blockchain. Everything that existed then got copied over onto Pulse Chain, and so now Pulse Chain exists too. And Pulse Chain's essentially just like a copy or a fork of Ethereum. Just like it's the same thing, but it's over there, and the gas is way cheaper. The price to do things is way less expensive, and it's a place where all these people in this community go and congregate and stuff. So
Yeah, so it's kind of like a converting money over. So say you have $1 and you want to get a
yep.
Japanese yen, so you convert it and you get more stuff out of it, or not. Same kind of principle,
Something,
kind of sort of.
it's very similar to that. So imagine, so if you want to get you've got your dollars in the United States, and you want to go and spend it in Japan. So instead of like trading that dollar for yen, the way that it works in the blockchain is you wrap the dollar in like a yen coat, and then you put it on a plane and you fly it over to Japan, and now it's the same $1 worth of value, and it's called a dollar, but you can do like yen things with it. So that's kind of how it works to send things back and forth. So like the copy of it, it didn't make all of the tokens the same, like in their dollar denomination. But if you like, now now that the copy's already happened and everything is already like flowing back and forth and doing other things, um if you want to take dollars right now and move them over to Japan, then you just like put a cloak on them, and you say like, hey, go over here and do the same dollar thing. And then they're like, okay, and then it goes and does the same dollar thing over there. In the very beginning, when it all got copied, it wasn't all worth the same thing. So like like if you had one Bitcoin on Ethereum and it got copied over to Pulse Chain, like the Pulse Chain copy is different in like it's different than like the Bitcoin copy on Ethereum. So the Bitcoin that exists on Ethereum, it's called wrapped Bitcoin. Um, it's worth like $110,000 right now. The Pulse Chain version of the Bitcoin copy is worth like a couple $100. It's like maybe $500 or $600 or something. I don't know exactly what the price is, but that's the copy. That is not it's not a one for one swap. It's just like a long time ago somebody took a picture of this thing and this is what the picture of that thing is selling for. So like if you want to take one of your Bitcoins from Ethereum and you want to move it over to Pulse Chain, then you put like the Pulse Chain code on it and you move it over to Pulse Chain, and it's worth the exact same amount of money as it was worth over on Ethereum. So like putting the coat on it and moving it back and forth makes it still worth, $110,000. But the copy of it, the picture of it, is only worth like $200, whether it's over here on Pulse Chain or it's over on Ethereum, because it's like that's just what people decided it was worth. So it's like the picture copies of things, some of them are worth more on Pulse Chain and some of them are worth more on Ethereum. Like when hex was copied over from Ethereum onto Pulse Chain, the hex that exists on Pulse Chain is worth about 3 times as much as the hex that exists on Ethereum. Now you can't swap them one for one because the ratio isn't like it doesn't work that way. People buy and sell them at different prices, and so like if you do try and swap them one for one, then somebody will rob you of the like and like take all your take the value away that you could be getting. But is any of this making sense? Have I lost you?
Oh, no. You're good. That was a good
Hmm.
breakdown. I mean,
Thanks,
you made
man.
it pretty simple for the most part, and it's stuff I kind of already kind of know, but it's like, when you speak a different language and you pick up certain words on it and you can put two and two
Yeah.
together. That's kind of like what it is.
Yeah. Then stop me if I'm getting too much into like the shop talk and skipping over and doing the jargon and things. We've got quite a bit of chats here. I'm gonna roll through some of these chats and let's see what the folks at home got to say. And this is Mr. Hexagon in response to Kenturian. The origin address didn't stake to create the APY, the annual percentage yield for itself. The OA staked to cut everyone else's APY, so it's not as easy to sell. So basically, what this means is the origin address had 95% of the hex in its pockets, and everyone else that was staking hex was getting like a crazy big payout because like there wasn't a whole lot of competition. But then when the big player came in, he's like, all right, guys, you've been getting too much payout for too long. Time to reduce this APY down to a more reasonable and manageable number. Like 40% APY, that's like a crazy amount of money. Like that's a fucking lot to be earning every single year. But like
Yeah, that's
10 or
easy.
15,
It's easy money. Easy
yeah,
money.
that's easy money. And that's what got me into hex in the first place. Like was 40% APY, fucking sign me up. I took all of my Bitcoin that I had at the moment and I fucking turned it all into hex and I just staked it all out. It was crazy, man. Um but yeah, so when the origin address staked their massive amount of hex because they were such a large piece of the pie, they reduced the overall payout for everyone. And so now like it really can't get any lower than it is right now because like pretty much all the hex is staked. So the number that it is right now, the annual daily payout of 1.5 hex per day per T share is pretty is like as low as it's probably ever going to get. And the number only ever rises because every single day the math that calculates the T shares, it increases just a little bit. So like this is something I didn't explain earlier to you, Josh, is it takes we'll just round it out to even numbers. It takes 40,000 hex for 1 day to create one T share. So if you want to create one T share for 1 day, then you have to take 40,000 hex and destroy them. And then you get one T share if you're doing a 1 day stake. You get one T share, and then at the end of that 1 day stake, then that 40,000 hex is now 40,000 hex plus 1.5 because you get paid you get paid 1.5 hex per T share per day. So if it's a 1 day stake, then you're just getting your 40,000 initial plus your extra 1.5 hex. And congratulations, you've made 1.5 hex by staking 40,000 by doing a 1 day stake. So that's kind of how it works. But if you stake that same 40,000 hex for 15 years, then you get a two times multiplier. So instead of getting one T share, you now get 3 T shares. So it's a or not 2 times multiplier, a 2 times like additive or something like that. Anyways, if you stake it out for 15 years, then you get a better T share. You get a better T share rate. So it adds up to basically being 3 times as much. So if you stake for 15 years, then you get 3 T shares instead of the 1 T share. And so every single day, instead of getting 1.5 hex, you're now getting 4.5 hex. So that's what incentivizes people to stake out for longer rather than stake for shorter times. The longer that you stake, the bigger the T share number. And every single day, so like the number we're saying it's 40,000. Tomorrow it'll be 40,020 hex in order to get one T share. And so that number only ever increases. So the longer that people wait to start a stake, the bigger the T share requirement goes, which means that you get less and less T shares themselves as time goes on. So like if I had 100,000 hex, then I could stake, I could get 2.5 T shares for a 1 day stake right now. But if I wait, a year, then maybe that number has bumped up. Instead of being 40,000 hex, it's now 45,000 hex. So now instead of getting 2.5 T shares, I can only get 2 T shares and like 2.1 T shares instead of 2.5. So the longer that people wait to stake, the less amount of T shares that they get. And once you lock in the T share rate, then that contract is locked in for the duration of that whole 15-year thing, or however long people choose to do it for. So that's just a little bit of like the the inside math and a little bit of the more complicated stuff. I want to give a quick shout out, by the way, to Mr. Paul Sachs, Sexy Chesty Wednesday. Hola, boys. Hola to you too, Mr. Paul Sachs. I will say Wednesday is a good chesty puller day. So here's the chesty puller. If I had a pull-up bar, I would do a pull-up, but I don't, so I won't. Ooh, what you got there, Josh? Hang on.
This is what I was talking about. This is that St. Arnold banger IPA I got.
St. Arnold Banger IPA. Okay, excellent. That's what you're sipping
Yeah,
on.
it's 8.4% Imperial Hazy IPA. Even though it's not a hazy IPA, I don't know why they say it's a hazy. It's just a normal Imperial IPA. They're capping on the hazy part.
Ah, gotcha. Is hazy like talk about the opaque factor of the?
Yeah, it's like the filtration of it. Of the hazy, they leave more of the bullcrap in. It gives it more like a not as bitter taste. But I like the West Coast style IPAs more anyway. So I like the strong hops, the bitterness, the alcohol that punches in the face. That's that good stuff.
Oh man, that's the stuff that makes me forget about my problems.
Which is why I'm drinking it right now.
Hell yeah, broski. We like it. We like to forget the problems. I've got the problems of having to climb this tower pretty soon, but we're forgetting about it by drinking our problems away.
Yeah, I just thought, I don't know why I'm still standing. I've always been standing the last couple streams. I was standing for like almost 2.5 hours the last Whiskey Wednesday, and I'm like,
bro,
why is my back hurt? I should probably like sit down.
I feel you, man. When I'm streaming from the normal shipping container that I live in, I put my computer up so that I have to stand to look at it, and I think that like it helps me have like good posture and stuff. What I would recommend actually is if you have like a phone stand or something, you put it up at eye level so that way you don't have to like look down at it.
Yeah, I got mine balanced against candles. I have 2 candles stacked up. It's leaning against 2 candles.
That's fucking perfect. I like it.
We're all professionals over here.
Fucking professionals, broski. Look at us. Here we are. But it's a good time. I'm so glad that you like got into this stuff. What, like you were hopping in the chats and stuff for a while. What was it that got you over to the DGen roundtable? Because I don't remember talking about it a whole lot when I would come visit you, right?
You did. I remember I think it was on Facebook. I think it was last year. Sometime last year, maybe even, I don't remember, dude. But you had said something about it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. I'm not really into crypto and stuff, so I really don't give a shit. Yeah. And then one day I was just like, oh, he's live right now. She had posted something. Actually, it was last year. You had posted something, and I was like, oh, let me hop on and see what's up. And I was just like, oh, hey, this is actually kind of cool. Let me see what's up in the chat. And then I remember y'all had like the anime episode where y'all talked about anime for the entire show.
Oh yeah, the gang goes Ikage or something.
The gang gets Isekai. That's what it was.
Isekai, that's right.
And I was like, oh, these guys are cool. I'm gonna stick around and watch this show. Plus, I already know you. You're like one of my best friends. So I was like,
hell yeah.
Oh, gotta support the homie.
Fuck yeah, broski. I appreciate it. It's so cool. Like I should send some of these like streams or something to Moffat, some like clips of us just hanging out, shooting the shit on face or on whatever the hell it's going on right now. There's tons of people watching, by the way. Like we've got it looks like there's 8 people on Twitter and 8 people on YouTube. So shout out to all of yous, by the way. Y'all are pretty fucking cool too. It's a fun time though, man. Like you get to socialize with people, and also it's kind of like it's a little bit of a performance almost, you know, because like I'm definitely a little bit different off stream than I am on stream, but I'm like I'm obviously not saying all the same crazy bullshit and crazy like fucking racist and horrible bank robbing things that I normally say in real life. So it's a good time though.
That's stuff you keep to yourself, man. But yeah. Mm-hmm. But definitely, your personality off screen, I don't know. I think you're the same on and off, so I can't really say much. Like right now, having a conversation, I don't even think there's other people watching. Like this might as well not even be a show. It's just 2 dudes just hanging out.
Just 2 dudes hanging out.
2 brothers, brother.
Oh man, just 2 brothers, brother. We do have a couple people hanging out here with us. We got Paul Sachs, Oh man, this is a nostalgic moment. So check this out, Josh. Who doesn't remember staking 5,000 hex for 15 years for $1,000? It's like, holy shit, man! Buying 1,000 hex or buying $1,000 worth of hex gets you 5,000 hex. Right now, $1,000 will get you about, oh man, like almost 140,000 hex. So it's like it's done some crazy price swings. But yeah, back at the top of the bull market, man, staking 5,000 hex for 15 years and it's $1,000. Oh boy, that's freaking crazy. He also wants to know, can we get a poll of how many people in the chat have created new hex stakes on Pulse Chain? That would be pretty cool. Yeah, if y'all wanna answer up, like I know for a fact that I've done most of my hex staking on Pulse Chain. I stopped doing it on Ethereum as soon as Pulse Chain was made. It's like, oh, Pulse Chain is definitely the way to stake hex. I don't want to be paying like $5-10 to stake hex or to unstake hex at the bottom of the like bear market. So they're like at the top of the bull market. I know that people were talking about they had to pay like freaking $1,500 to unstake like a 5-year long hex stake, and it's like that's freaking crazy, man. The cost of Ethereum. Yeah, dude, the cost of Ethereum is nuts. And also Ethereum, the way that they ran the calculation machine over on Ethereum, it was problematic. And all the hexkins were like, yo, this is bullshit. Like Vitalik, you guys need to fix the code on Ethereum to make the gas fees like less intrusive for this thing. But they never did it, and so that's part of the reason why Pulse Chain was created is to fix that problem. So there you go. Yeah, Centurion said it absolutely right. We're in it for the tech. We're here for the tech, boys. I'm here for the tech and for the price appreciation. But like the fact that I can set up my own Roth IRA like by just staking hex for 15 years, like yeah, duh, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Why would I not do that? Hexkin Lost in Asia says, Paul Sachs, I imagine everyone aped in 2019 and staked to the moon. I arrived to Hexaco late 22 at 2 cents, had a chance to learn about it. Yeah, same for me, Hexkin Lost in Asia, same for me. That's roundabout when I learned about it. Paul Sachs is in it for the 72 virgins. There you go. Some people are in it for the tech. Some people are in it for the virgins. There's definitely a lot of virgins in Hexaco. I'm fairly certain about that. A lot of cool people, a lot of virgins, a lot of crypto bros, a lot of internet people. I would not be surprised to find out that a lot of Hexaco is got the V card, judging by just what people say on Twitter some of the time.
I mean, the shrimp tech do wild.
Yeah, shrimp tech. Hashtag shrimp tech, baby. Oh, I got to start doing that again. I need to get my stickers. Fuck! I left my stickers in the camper over in Texas, so I did not bring them with me on my travels. So I got to go get those at some point.
Yeah, and also
Paul
whenever
Sachs,
you do come by, you need to come pick up that mead. She'll be ready.
Yes, I do.
In a month and about 2 weeks from this day.
Ooh, snap!
So mid-December.
Mid-December.
It will be ready.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm gonna hold on. I'll keep 2 bottles for you. Obviously, it's not gonna go nowhere. Just like last time, held on to your 2 bottles for like a month or 2 before you picked them up. So they're not going nowhere, baby.
Hooray! I'm winning. I fucking love it. Yep, I love buying mead from the homies. This is kick ass. I've saved the 2 bottles that I still have. I presume that you reuse the bottles and like wash them out.
Yeah. I sanitize. Okay. I have like 3 or 4 different like food grade sanitizers I use. So it's like painting a car. You have to sanitize everything thoroughly before you go and reuse it. Otherwise, it comes out bad, just like a paint job. So you have to be very precise, and you can't bullshit your way through it. You have to do everything correctly.
I have definitely bullshitted my way through painting a car, and it wasn't a fancy car. It was like a $300 auction car. So it's like it was like putting up blue painter's tape all over things and just spray painting the fuck out of it.
And you get the bad orange peel on it, and it's like, when you wipe your hand on a car, it's like, oh, that's smooth. Yeah, I painted like mine. I'm just like, oh, that's rough.
Yep, that's fucking
that's sandpaper.
It's like sandpaper over there, boy. I've thought about rhino lighting things before, bro. On my truck, I just take like when it gets when my truck like paint flakes off, I just take cold galvanizing and I just spray it over the rusty spots.
You need to put some like anti-rust like stuff
Yeah,
on
just
it, like the whatever's
yeah, just
like the primer, it'd be okay.
I just do the cold spray galvanizing, man. It's just like it's just that fucking that gray metal coating that you see on like a piece of industrial steel and shit.
I mean, I've seen your truck numerous times. So just I think the worse it gets, the better it looks.
Yep, I think so too. I want to put more horns on the front of it. That's on the to-do list. I got to buy some like pronghorn horns or some Gemsbach horns or something like that, but that is definitely on the to-do list.
I
All
did
right.
like the old Jeep, where the old Jeep had the log on it and all the horns. That was a sweet
Yeah.
machine. Too bad it broke down numerous times.
Yeah, that was a pity, man. That fucking it was 100% my fault too. Like I'm sure I've told you this, or if I haven't, then like surprise, it was totally my fault. Like the U joint was rattling, and I knew that it was a problem, and I just kept being like, it'll last another 100 miles until it didn't, and then like the front axle seized up and ripped the transfer case off of the transmission, and like the fucking like shit blew out of the back of the Jeep as I was traveling down I-35 in Oklahoma, and I just see like oil fucking spray up on my rear windshield, and I'm just like, oh no, and I'm like stepping on the gas and nothing's happening, and I'm like, no.
Oh no.
So I ended up getting like towed to Ponca City, Oklahoma, on a rollback somewhere, and I like sat in a hotel room for a week while the transmission guys fixed the Jeep. They slapped in a new transmission for like $1,500 though, so I was pretty pleased with that. That was a pretty good price. They weren't able to fix the transfer case, but they did just kind of like patch it up, and they're like, yeah, you're just gonna have to drive without 4-wheel drive. It's only rear wheel now. And they gave me the busted front drive shaft, and it was like all bent and shit, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that's what you say. Did they say like the front drive shaft like physically went into your front differential and just like
it did some fuck shit. Yeah,
they pretty much collided and just self-destructed itself.
Yep. I just remember feeling like a boom, and like as I was driving, and then all of a sudden oil splattered, or like a fucking transmission fluid or whatever the hell just splattered all over the back window, and I see some like brown like thing about a foot big, like just trailing off behind me onto the interstate as I'm like fucking doing 60 miles an hour. It's like,
Oops.
oh no,
sorry, next guy. Sorry, people
Oops.
behind me. Such for you. Whoopsie
Yeah,
poochies.
it was a truck driver behind me, but he was a long ways behind me, so he probably fucking got out of the way or something. I hope he did. But I ended up learning because I just fucked off in Ponca City for like a week, and like I end up just basically going to Sonic for every single meal every single day and playing Xbox in the hotel room all day long. It was a good time. I had a whole bunch of Sonic Philly cheesesteaks, which I learned that they've since dropped from their menu. It was like one of my favorite things at Sonic was the Philly cheesesteak, and they removed it from their menu. Those bastards.
How many foot-long chili cheese dogs did you put down?
Oh man, I probably ate a bunch of those. I do love hot dogs, and I do love Philly cheesesteaks. So I basically just ate religiously at Sonic because it was right next to the hotel, and yeah, that ate up all of the money that I had after I got out of the Marine Corps. I had like I think like 10 grand saved to do that whole across the United States.
You're doing that across the United States road trip, like hopping around.
Bro,
seeing people.
I zigzagged everywhere, man. I went up to Vermont. I went down to Florida, shot up back north to like Ohio, and then dropped back down to Tennessee. Went to fucking I basically was zigzagging up and down the states while making my way from North Carolina all the way over to Washington. And as I was going south down to Texas is when when the explosion happened, and I was like, oh, that's the rest of my money. Oh no, I have like enough to like limp back to back to Washington State and like go hang out with my dad and wait while the what's the pay that you get at the very end where like you turn in all your leave days?
So they pay you in leave, and you also have like extended leave or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
terminal leave. Was it terminal leave?
Terminal leave. Yep.
Terminal
so
leave,
like
that's what it was.
I didn't take any terminal leave. I just cashed all that shit in as like fucking money. So, but that shit took like 3 or 4 weeks to arrive or some shit. And so,
Really, mine took like 2 weeks, and I got my terminal, or not my terminal leave, but I had a bunch of leave that I sold whenever I got out.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think it was like 2, maybe 4 weeks max. I got all my stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well,
So they're pretty
I
quick
just
about
remember.
they're pretty quick me, but I think they knew you're in a situation. There's like, he's going through a tough time. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, something I don't remember, bro, but I know that it was like it was a good time, and then I went to all my like little VA appointments and got the disability bullshit all taken care of, and so like I had like a tiny little bit of money after that, and then basically my homie was like, "Hey, bro, when are you gonna come do fucking TV towers?" And then the rest of it's history from there. But like, yeah, dude, the fucking transmission blowing up, I miss that Jeep. That was a good Jeep. I did enjoy it, but
I
it's
do
not good
remember.
for hauling stuff.
I do remember. What was it? We were out in the National Forest, North Carolina.
Grayling,
We're going to.
Grayling's
We
place.
oh no, we're at the National Forest. We weren't over there, the old man's house. We were actually in the National Forest camping,
Uh-huh.
and we're going down the dirt road out there in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And like
Uh-huh.
as we're driving, we're probably going about 25, 30. You look at me and you go, "You ever want what happened if you just took a car that was like driving and just threw it into a fucking park real quick?" I was just like, "Huh?" And as soon as I look at you, you go. It's like, oh, well, that's what happens if you throw it in the park going like 30 miles an hour. And I'm just like, hit my head against the dash. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It stops, obviously. I mean, it took us a minute. It's on a dirt road, so like we're sliding, but like we did stop. And I'm just like, bro, that was gonna give me a concussion, bro.
It was oh man, I had forgotten that happened. That was freaking. That's some fucking good times. I remember we shot down a tree, and it almost hit one of our. It almost hit my car, and
The
I took the
Jeep.
top
It
of
was
the
a
tree
Jeep.
off.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
cut the tree, and that's what you use as your bumper.
I don't think we cut the tree. I think we were shooting. Oh fuck! There goes my beer. Ah!
Oh no!
We shot the tree down. I remember we were shooting at it until it fell over. We were like, yeah, and then it like fell
And then it
over.
started
It looked
falling
like
down.
it was right towards my fucking car.
I almost hit the
Oh my
Jeep, so I
god.
was a ride out. So I rode with you, so I was like, man, that would have
Yeah,
sucked. That was our one ride out of that.
bro, we gotta go camping again at some point. That's gotta be
I know.
an excursion, man. I enjoy it. I fucking love it.
Oh, I have all the camping gear, so just let me know.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Frickin' love it. A Marine's Marine, Paul Sachs says, and he's referring to both of us, obviously. Absolutely, Paul Sachs. Marines. There we go. Good to see you all in the chats, by the way. Shout out to all y'all out there. We got Charlotte Nightstar who says, "Hey, Will, how's it going, Charlotte Nightstar? Good to see you. Good to see you. Guys should check out Charlotte Nightstar's Patreon. She does a lot of cool writing and stuff. Charlotte Nightstar, the werewolf, talking to Kenturian, talking about camping. Absolutely, everyone loves camping. Everyone that's got good taste, anyways. I kind of live my life as camping now. Hopping job site to job site everywhere is pretty much camping, except I have my truck, and so like I can sleep in my lovely comfortable bed right back here, and like get fake power from my little what are those little cigarette things called that like you have to be running your car in order to do anything. Which yeah,
Like a little
it's a good
12,
time.
the little 12-volt charger or whatever.
12 volts, yeah, that's right. Those little thingies. So like whenever I'm streaming from my truck and I don't have like an extension cord, I gotta plug two of them in, because if I try and run my laptop and my little Wi-Fi thing off of one of them, then it just like it shuts down the whole thing, and then like I'll be streaming, and then out of nowhere it's like, oh, everything's turned off. That's not good. Oopsie daisy. But yeah, bro, we had some fucking good camping times, man.
I was thinking that same camping trip where the National Forest where you decided to throw it from drive in a park in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. We also had a guy who was spotlighting deer out there illegally. I don't know if you remember that.
That's fucking awesome. No, I don't remember that.
Remember, we're sitting around the campfire drinking vodka, and it's probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. We're sitting there by the fire, and there's a truck driving slowly through, and they have a big spotlight. It's called spotlighting deer. It's really illegal.
Why is that?
I was just like, because it's, I don't know, it's not for sport. Because whenever you spotlight a deer, it'll freeze and then they shoot it.
Oh, that sounds like a great way to shoot deer. Why is
Yeah,
that
so
illegal?
you're not supposed to spotlight because I don't know, man. I'm not a game warden.
Oh, I
I
mean,
remember we saw that, and I'm drunk sitting at the thing. I'm like, Will, so what's other spotlighting? That's weird. And then he like
Were you-
shined the thing on our little campfire, and you're like, hey, and I'm like, sit your ass down. What are you doing, bro?
he's
'Cause
gonna shoot us! Oh no!
we're drinking vodka by a campfire, and we're actually you had your Vepper, and I had my AK-47. So if he would have shot
Yeah,
at us,
yeah.
it probably would have been a bad time for homie. So
He would have had a bad time. I've since sold that Vepper. I actually sold it to a friend of mine that I work with, but I got a new one. I've got a 16-inch barrel Vepper now instead of my like the other one was like a 20 or a 23-inch barrel. So this one's like
yeah,
nice and compact. And I remember. Do you remember? I used to read that comic Into the Blast Wave. Do you remember that at all?
yeah, with the two guys with the gas mask.
Yeah. I've always thought of you and I as the two guys with the gas mask. I've always thought that you were like the sniper guy and that I was like the flamethrower guy, the crazy one. And I remember at one point it was either you or someone had decked out their AK to look just like the sniper guy's. That's right, because he had a sniper thing on his helmet, and then the flamethrower guy had a flame thing on his helmet. That's freaking cool, man. We should do a Comic-Con as those dudes at some point. I'm a little bit tipsy right now, but that's what I'm thinking of is doing a fucking Into the Blast Wave Comic-Con thing. Do you ever do you
I've
ever, do
invested
you ever do
I've invested too much money into my Mandalorian cosplay, like the Highlander
Oh hell yeah.
Mandalorian. So I got the kilt, the cape, the helmet, all the little accessories. That builds up.
Oh yeah.
It's not cheap.
Bro,
It's
have you
not
ever gone
cheap.
to bro, my brother runs Mandalorian events over in like Austin and New Braunfels and stuff. Have you ever considered going and hanging out with the other Mandalorian dudes or the Mandalorian fellers?
Nah.
No? Okay.
That's like I'm one of those people. If I don't know you, I don't really fuck with you.
Ah, very well. That's good.
So it's kind of weird.
Excuse
It's
me.
like, oh, we show up like, oh, hey, Will's brother, what's up? And he's just like, I don't know who you are, man. We have nothing in common. And it's just like, all right, but
Well, I mean, if
this
you've
is
got the
weird. But
Mandalorian,
now this is awkward.
well, the Mandalorian thing in common. That's like a commonality thing. He actually he got all his Mandalorian people together for his wedding. It's like they were all they didn't wear their kit or whatever they call it. They didn't all dress up, but they were all like in nice clothing. But then in the after party, it was like everyone brought their helmets, and it was like a fun little event and stuff. But you said that
Yeah,
you're
you
towards
want me to get my
the
helmet real quick? Let me see if I can
yeah,
find it. I
fuck
think it's in
yeah.
the closet real quick. Give me just 1 second.
Fuck yeah, bro. Do it. Do it. Oh, I see a dog. Scooby! Scooby Doo. By the way, while Josh is doing that, I'm going to run through some of the chat shout outs. Let's see. We got Charlotte.
Here it is.
Charlotte, Night Star, Will, that is a cool lifestyle to be on. Oh, bro, that's fucking sick.
I ain't got the. Where is it?
Oh, dude. Hang on. I'm going to full screen you. There we are. Bro, that's fucking cool as hell.
I can't. It's hard to see this.
Yeah, it's like a big set of sunglasses, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
that's
what they say.
fucking-
With like a short term memory. It's like I can't see shit in this. No
I
wonder why
love
they can't
that-
hit nothing.
I love that we can still hear you because you got your little ear pods. That's fucking cool. I like that.
I gotta. I actually this used to be like blue or whatever. I ended up painting this myself.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like one of my first time like painting a helmet and doing my own cosplay painting. So
Yeah, that's your first. That's your first Warhammer painting thing, like Zenith was talking about, right?
Oh yeah, I guess. Except I don't know, man. I think it's different because you can actually wear this and use this with. I feel like with the little miniatures, you can only do so much with like little miniatures and whatnot. You can't wear them obviously.
It's not a perfect comparison for sure.
Like,
yeah.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to a party and be like, guess what? Check out my miniature.
Check out my miniature. Check out my Mando helmet, though. That's cool. So you said you go for like a Scottish Highlander kind of Mandalorian look?
Yeah, I got the kilt, the cape, the whole kit and caboodle. I haven't even got like a chest piece and stuff. I painted the match of the helmet. Actually, my helmet is dusty. It's been sitting in the closet for like a year.
Are you like a Mandalorian? Are you like a Highlander Mandalorian that would carry a claymore if you had the opportunity to carry a claymore?
Actually,
Or is it
the
not
last
that
time I
kind of?
carried a weapon with it, conveniently enough, was like the long barrel Luger.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude! Like the artillery Luger.
Yeah,
The
I
one
think I
that
showed it to you
the one
before.
that
It's
like
like the
they.
long. It's like inconveniently long.
Yeah. And oh man, I know that some of them they come with like a wooden box that like you put the handle in, and then it come here, Scooby. I got a dog hanging out. You put like the
I
fucking
pet that dog.
yeah.
I
Hang
pet
on,
that dog. I pet that
pet that
dog.
dog. Scooby,
What that dog doing?
Scooby, come here, buddy. That's my buddy's dog. That's my buddy Levi. Hey, Scooby Doo. I've got his toy now. So we're gonna throw the dog toy. Woohoo! This is definitely a Whiskey Wednesday. By the way, that's a dish for something. That's the tower right up there. I don't know if you guys can see
That's
it.
no
Oh yeah, you
moon.
can see it. That's no moon. That's a space station. But yeah, that's the tower that I climb. Well, actually, I don't climb it. This one's got an elevator in it. This one's really nice. Sometimes we have to climb the towers. Go on now, Scoob. Get out of here. Go on now, get. Is good, puppers. I can't hear what Levi's saying, but he's saying something. Probably calling his dog. But fucking
I would assume so.
Levi just went to the I think he just went to the thrift store and bought a couch for the back of his truck because he puts a tarp over the back of his truck bed and he like blows up an air mattress in there and he sleeps outside under like the stars and the painter's tarp and shit. So he was like,
He's
I'm going to the
camping.
fucking yeah, dude. He's like, I'm going to the fucking to the thrift store and buying this $60 couch because like it's $60, and when I'm done at this job site, I'll just donate it right back to him. And it's like, oh shit, this dude's got it fucking figured out. So
You can also use it, especially if you donate stuff. You keep the receipt used on your taxes.
Oh yeah. You can write it off against your income from the year or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
even if you only donate $1, that will help you on your taxes.
Yep. Or also, if you lose a bunch of money trading cryptocurrency, then you can also use that to offset your taxes. I know that like I'm still, you can offset up to a maximum of $3,000 every single year, and I have several years left to go on all my losses from my first year of doing cryptocurrency investing. Because you just like if you lose $30,000 or something like that, you can stack it out for 10 years because you can only do $3,000 max per year. But it's like, oh man, what a bunch of bastards. Paul Sachs talking about machine guns saying feed me. Hell yeah, broski. Oh yeah, and ever heard the saying deer in the headlights, they freeze when blinded? Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that's what
I was saying. That's why it's illegal or whatever. I don't know about every state, but I knew where we were at the time. I'm like, oh, that's very illegal, man.
That sounds like a great way to hunt deer. I mean, we're using fucking guns, bro. Like, it's not like we're running up to the deer and putting it into a fucking chokehold or whatever to like kill it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I think it's also the love of the game. You forget it's the love of the game, man.
Yeah, I do not disagree with the love of the game, but like, why does the love of the game have to be like?
Well, it's like if you're going fishing and you toss a hand grenade in the water where the fish is at, and you're just like, boom. Well, I got him. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. If you hurt all of the fish and you don't eat them, then it's like wasteful. But if you shoot a deer with a spotlight and then you eat the deer, then it's like, I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna shoot the deer anyways, like why worry about how they shoot it? You know.
And
like
there's a lot of dumb. There's a lot of stupid shit that's illegal that I question. And it's just one of those things where I do think it's silly, but I get why.
Yeah, a bunch of people are a little bit silly. By the way, we've got a compliment here from Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte. You two should star in the Alien franchise, not the crap they're putting out now, though. In the Alien franchise, that's interesting. Oh my God, we got Brother Oates in the chat. Holy shit! Welcome, my other. So Josh, Brother Oates is my buddy Zach. He is the other. So between you and him, like you guys are like the musicians in my life that taught me how to play bass. And
yeah, that's cool.
yeah, so shout out to Zach. Good to fucking see you, Zach. Welcome to the chats, broski. Fuck yeah. That's fucking kick ass. We got Brother Oates, we've got Brother Josh, Mr. Slide 180. We've also got Mr. Charlotte Nightstar, who said you two should star in the Alien franchise, not the crap they're putting out now though. What
I haven't watched the
man,
newest one. Is the newest one any good?
I have no idea, man. The last time I
haven't
watched
watched it.
Alien was probably about like 10 years ago or something like that. So I have no idea what's going on in the Alien franchise. But if it's like the Alien with like the you know, shooting the tongue out and killing people,
Or like the face
like that's
hugger.
fucking that shit's fucking spooky. Fucking spooky. Scooby Doo. That's fucking bro, we could be marine. Weren't there Marines in one of the Alien shows? I think it was the second one, maybe, where they're like on a space station. And there's like, I remember there was a dude who had a machine gun that was mounted to his waist. He had like a waist tripod. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
It's been a long time, man.
I would totally be like a backup character, like the guy that they're always like Jenkins, you know, like that would be my role. I think that I would play in the Alien. Space Marines were in Aliens. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, I thought so.
Alien.
I was trying to think. I was like, man, it's been a minute.
Alien Earth Sucks and Alien Romulus. It's called Earth Sucks.
I think I watched Alien Romulus last. Is that the one where they have like the? I think they called them engineers. I want to say it was like the white pasty bald like jacked guys.
Oh yeah, from Prometheus, right?
Was there? Oh, that's Prometheus. I digress.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was the last. That was the last Alien movie I watched. If you want to call that an Alien movie.
Okay, that's fucking kick ass. Hell yeah, Space Marines. I do like the idea of Space Marines. That's cool as hell.
I always
We're both
wanted to
Marines
be a
over
part
here.
of Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers would be badass.
Bro, hell yeah, man. Like book Starship Troopers or movie Starship Troopers?
Well, I mean, it would have to be. I mean, it would be a made-to movie, but I feel like if they did a book version of it, that'd be really sick. Because I feel like the book version and the actual movie version are way two different things.
Oh, super different. I love the book. The movie is kind of fun. It's a fun movie, but I think that Helldivers did a really good job of making like a good video game of the movie. But the book is fantastic. I highly recommend everyone read Starship Troopers. Matter of fact, I should do Starship Troopers for book club because that's just a really great like.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a great fucking book, man, and it's perfect for like military people because it was written by. You know, Robert Heinlein was an officer in the Navy. I think he got kicked out for having tuberculosis or something. But or some shit. I know he got a medical discharge, but he has like all the lingo, all the jargon, all the mindset of like all the military stuff back in like the 1950s and 60s. And so it's very nostalgic and super awesome. But yeah, man, that's oh fucking Alien Earth. She's saying that it sucks. Okay, not Alien Earth sucks. I was gonna say if that's the name of the movie. That'd be a hell of a cool title if that's how
Alien
it went. But
Earth sucks.
Yeah. Apparently there is military in Aliens the sequel, and there's the guy that you were talking about could be Predator. Oh hell yeah, I love Predator. Predator is a great series. Except for the most recent one. Zach, if you want to get tapped in, on the stream description in the there's a StreamYard link. So just click on that link in the YouTube description below. I will also send you because he's asking me on Telegram. I will send him forward to where is it? More there we are. Bazinga. Bam. Tap your boy in. Bro, this is going to be kick-ass. That's going to be freaking awesome. I love it. +1 for Starship Troopers in book club. Hell yes. Hell yes.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Bro, this will be fucking fantastic. All right, so now I got to pay attention to the screen below because normally my laptop would make a noise when someone joins the chat. Zach, in order to join the chat, all that you need to do is have some sort of phone, or you don't need a camera on, or just some sort of listening device or something like that, and it'll work. But yeah, this is turning into a fantastic Whiskey Wednesday, dude. I freaking love it. Every fucking show. Every show is the best show. I love it.
Every show is a banger, which is why I tune in and I go to the chats.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, as long as, one thing I've noticed, like you can look at the analytics of the video. Like almost all of the shows get better at like the 45-minute to an hour and 30-minute mark. Oh shit, we got Brother Oates in the background. I'm gonna add him to stage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to stream, Mr. Brother Oates.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen,
dude?
Hey, so you'll have
Welcome,
to pardon just a slight bit of background noise for a moment. I am on the job, so.
You're on the job. Beep beep. Oh,
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Zach? You have a
I'll tell you what I do for a living. I drive the truck and I beep the horn. Beep beep.
beep beep. That's fucking awesome, dude. Zach,
All right.
Josh, Zach. It's high time
Josh,
you guys met each other.
Glad to finally speak to you.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Good to meet you, brother.
yeah. So like so for the folks at home who don't know, I play a very little bit of bass, a very little bit of music, and these two guys are the guys that got me into like doing music. Josh, I knew in the Marine Corps. Zach, I met while or Brother Oates, I should say. Oops, sorry, bro, I doxed you. Oh no.
You keep on doxing me, buddy.
All right, so Zach,
That's
I
okay.
met,
you guys can be in an exclusive club. I mean, this is the first time I've shown my face on the stream, so I mean,
hey,
there you go.
You'll be okay, broski. You're doing just fine. You're paying attention to the road.
Doing just fine, buddy.
Everything's going great. But these two guys like have a special place in my heart because they're the dudes that taught me about music, and like I played. I'm not very good at playing music, but I played with both of these guys, and we hung out for long periods of time, just bullshitting, drinking, doing the military bullshit of like moseying around and doing a whole lot of nothing. So I spent a lot of my first enlistment in the Marine Corps hanging out with Josh, going to his house, drinking bunches of vodka. And then in my second enlistment, I hung out with Zach while we were on deployment together on the USS Wasp. It was a great time. And I joined the ship's band, and I was the bassist on the ship's band. And needless to say, I did not know how to play bass very well, but I just
I didn't know that
Zach was doing. Yeah. Well, all I did was copy what you were doing.
Let's make it very clear. I didn't know. So we were on the ship for 6 months together, and I was in the ship's band for the entirety of the time, and Will was also in the ship's band for the entirety of it. And the entire time we were there, you know, I got to tell you, dude, don't give yourself credit. You are one of the better bassists I've ever played with, despite not actually having any technical ability. It was about 4 months into the deployment that I'm showing you how to play one bass line or another, and I'm like, oh yeah, then you go up here, hit the G, and then you walk it down, to a C, and then you're like, hey man, I don't know what any of that means, and I kind of had a pause here, and I said, wait, Will, do you not know how to play bass?
Okay, so that's partially my fault because I started to teach him, and I played in a punk band at the time. We had punk band rehearsals in my living room, so everything he learned was based off of punk rock music. It's very simple, very easy to learn. So I kind of got him into that. So that's kind of my fault. I didn't teach him the real notes. I was like, put your finger on this, and you play that, and that's how you do it, sweetheart.
But I'll tell you what,
It worked though. It was
punk
great.
It
bassists
did work. Yeah, it worked. It's a good basis.
versatile. They're versatile because like that they're in it for a good time. And you know what, man? Like you can have the best bassist in the world, but if he's only going to do one thing or another, or if he's not there for a good time and he's not willing to learn and groove, you know, like what good is he? I mean, I had a good time playing with Will. I had
It
a
was a
real
lot of
good
fun.
time playing with Will.
We
Yes, sir.
we did some cool shows on the ship. 3,000 people on the ship, and there was what, like 10 of us or 7 of us in the band. That was a lot of fun, man.
Ranged between 7 and 10, I'd say, because you know a lot of people just wanted to sing, which is cool because it gave us a wide variety of voices and a wide range of abilities. But out of actual instrument playing musicians, we had maybe 5, maybe 6. Some people would hop in and out, and that's also cool because we weren't a formal band. We were just there to have a good time, keep ourselves from going insane, and you know, occasionally pump out some tunes for people who are also going slightly insane. So,
Yeah.
That's why I
Occasionally
still
is a
play
good way
music
to
to this
do
day. That's why I release my own music and play all. I
Yes,
play
you
3
did.
guitars, 1 bass, drums. And I do all the vocals. I play everything by myself just because of the love of the game.
Yep. We've got the
you
fucking
know, man. Eagle at the White Street. Pardon me, I gotta turn off my
Bam.
transponder.
Oh, is it
You got it
upside
upside
down
down,
again?
fool.
Ah.
I got it upside down. There we go. So this is Josh's band right here, Norgin. Fucking
It's
kicking
called.
ass.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, what's it? The more you can't read it, the more hardcore it is, or whatever.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
How many
great for marketing,
copies?
but you know, it's hard ass.
How many copies of these are there, Josh?
There's only 66 available CDs. Out of the guy whose record label is based out of Oblast region, Ukraine.
Oh shit. We got Ukraine.
Hopefully he's
so
alive.
It might be,
Oh yeah, I was about to say. I imagine distribution
Hey.
isn't too great right now.
Hey, shout out my friend Sergey. I hope you're alive, Sergey. I love you.
hope you're alive, Sergey.
Hope
here's
you're
to
doing
Sergey.
good, Sergey.
For all of our tens and tens of viewers, if any of you guys are over in Ukraine, make sure you go and say hello to Sergey. And
It's depressive. It's called
that narrows it down.
Depressive Illusions Records is the actual name of the record company.
Okay. Depressive.
They do a lot of
records.
They do a lot of black metal, death metal, extreme. Like if you're streaming, they release it.
So is black metal what you're primarily rocking? Is that
that's black metal stuff.
Last stream.
Yeah, I do a lot of black metal
can dig
stuff
a little
nowadays.
black metal.
It's not everyone's cup of tea.
I gotta be in the right mood for it.
Yeah, that's like most
If I'm
music for me.
picking up
I gotta
heavy
be in the
stuff,
mood.
you know, it's good to hear some. Say that.
Yeah, it's like when I go to the gym, that's what I'm listening to is all the streaming stuff. But if I'm chilling, I'm listening to rap. So it's like a best of both worlds.
It gets the blood pumping.
I tell you what, I didn't dip my toes into black metal until a friend of mine introduced me to a song called Chainsaw Guts Fuck by Mayhem, and that's when I realized, oh, this is incredible.
I got that CD. I got the CD
alone.
somewhere.
That's
one of the first songs I learned
man.
when I was like 13 or 14, and you had to play that song frontwards and backwards on every instrument. Classic.
Yeah, man. But yeah. Pardon me, I am currently getting tailgated by somebody who thinks their car is a whole lot bigger than it actually is. So, why don't you guys take it away?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I found
My
a
name is
picture.
Will Osborne Stevenson III, coming at you live from the DGen Roundtable. Listen to my soothing voice.
I'm trying to find a picture of both of us in the band together, and I've got the one where I'm like holding the bass and doing the shaka in the background. I'm trying to find one where there's 2 of us. I'm putting it up in the meetups chat.
I know there's one from our only beer day Will and I went on this 6-month deployment. We were supposed to have 7 port calls. It was going to be sweet. But we ended up parking off the coast of Libya for 4 months. Got up to 131 days, which I believe was a record at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the
Our
Navy,
ship broke many
every
records.
45 days. oh yeah. Every 45 days, that you're at sea without pulling into port, you're supposed to have a beer day, in which you get 2 beers. You get 2 warm beers, but let me tell you, it's the best beer you've ever had. Now, the exception to that rule is if you are scheduled to pull into port within, I believe it's 3 days after that beer day. Now, we got our 1 beer day, and then the second beer day was supposed to come around at the 90-day point. And the way they weaseled out of that one is that they kept on scheduling port calls within 3 days. And then the Secretary of Defense and the President and all the higher ups would call and say, actually, you guys are extended on station for another 2 weeks. But then you'll go to another port. It was really the most soul-crushing part of that deployment is that we were constantly chasing a carrot. Always chasing a carrot, being told, hey, don't worry, guys. In 2 weeks, we're going to pull into Italy. And then it would, 2 weeks would come around, about 5 days out. So 3 days out, sometimes the day before we were supposed to turn north, we'd hear, hey, Stingers, this is the captain. Bad news, I just got a call from the Secretary of the Navy. We have been extended on station for another 2 weeks. But don't worry, at the end of that, we will pull into France. We'll pull into Italy. We'll pull into... So when we finally pulled into Greece, when we finally pulled into Crete, into Suda Bay, I went out there and I looked on this small mountain there. Fairly big mountain, but I thought it was Mount Olympus. I thought it was the biggest mountain in the world because I hadn't seen land in 4 months and change. And I did not believe we were actually pulling into that port until we had lines, until we had lines over the side, and we had the brow down. As soon as the brow was down, and that's the little bridge that you take to get onto land. As soon as the brow was down, I finally believed them. Never a single moment before that did I believe we were actually pulling into Suda Bay. But then we pulled into Suda Bay for 8 days, and it was honestly the most fun I've ever had on a port call.
I've got a lot of stories that I cannot repeat on YouTube about what happened over in Greece and what happened on that deployment.
A mess. You get 3,000 sailors and Marines stuck on a ship for 4 months. We're going through just mental torture the whole time. When we finally pulled into port, man, we let loose.
Yep.
We were the sea peoples. We were the sea peoples raiding Crete. That's what happened. All these historians and archaeologists wondering who the sea peoples were. It was the USS Wasp in 2016, buddy.
The population increased really fast.
Hang on.
I'm sorry, Will, what were you saying?
The population increased very quickly as a result of us going and porting over there. I've got a share screen. I've got a share screen for you guys. This is for those of you guys who have seen old Greg.
I'm old Greg.
This is what we were coming off.
It's about what we looked like coming off the ship. Yeah, I remember getting off the ship, looking back at it, and I thought 2 things. Number one, I was like, I can't believe that ship is that big because I'd only seen the ship from the outside 1 time before because I got sent into the ship right before our long thing. I actually met the ship in Spain when we pulled into Spain for 8 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I had only ever seen my ship 1 time from the outside, and the other thought we immediately had was I've never seen so much rust on a ship before.
That sounds like a problem.
4 months and change sustained at sea doing constant air operations.
Uh-oh, did we lose him?
Oh, no.
Are you there, Zach? Oh no, Zach.
We lost you. We lost you, brother.
We can't hear you, Zach. You are maybe you're manually muted on your side. I do not show a physical mute or StreamYard mute.
Oh, there he is.
There we go. We got your back. Or maybe not. All right. So for the folks at home who are wondering, for the folks at home who are wondering what's going on, first off, I don't know what's going on, but while we wait, I will show you the ship that Zach and I were both. Zach and I were both on. While he calls us stingers and everything, Zach and I were aboard the USS Wasp, which is why they call us stingers, is because the ship was named the Wasp. It is a LHD-1. It is like the premier the ship of its class for a helicopter aircraft carrier. So like this is what the ship looks like. It's an aircraft carrier for helicopters. That's basically what it is. 840 foot long or 860 foot long. It's a big ass fucking boat. It's got 2 elevators on the left and the right side, on the port and the starboard. And what she does is she carries 1,200 sailors and 1,800 Marines and is ready to go and attack things and do some like air support missions and do all sorts of crazy shit at a moment's notice. So this is the ship that Zach and I were on is the LHD-1.
My first beat shop where you unload the Muse was actually the Wasp.
Oh, it was? No kidding.
Yeah. Like, do you know, like, is it the LCAX?
Yeah, the LCAX, the landing craft air cushion.
Were they coming late on the beach?
Yep.
Yeah, they
these fucking things. Yep, the floaty boys.
It was the Wasp. Yeah, the Wasp was the first beat shop I ever went on. Was them coming back from a Mew.
Oh man, yeah. So for the folks at home, a MEU is a Marine Expeditionary Unit. It's basically like Marines get attached to a deployment to go do things. They're either on one of these ships or they're on one of the ships that Zach and I were on. And anyways, these little landing craft air cushion, it's basically a hovercraft that creates a big floaty boy, and then it blows air underneath, and that allows it to float on the water. And it just floats around, and then it lands on the ground, and you load shit up on it. And that's cool. I never did you said you did a beach shop, Josh?
I did numerous beach shops. My favorite beach shop of all time was I was a Humvee driver. So I was the safety vehicle, essentially. So I drove my little Humvee there, and I had
Can you explain what a safety vehicle is for the folks at home who don't know what that means?
So, like, I drove a Humvee. I drove up on the beach, and if somebody got hurt, they threw it in the back of my vehicle, and I would drive them to the hospital. And that was my job. So I did that for like a week straight, and obviously no one got hurt. So my entire job was to sit on the beach, wait for something to happen. Nothing would happen. So at the end of the night, when we were done, and there was nothing going on for the rest of the night, and I knew like nothing's going to happen. I had stashed a couple bottles of tequila, so don't tell nobody. But yeah, I remember one of the guys that was with me was this Mexican guy, and I had my little cot set up in the back of my Humvee with little flaps down and stuff, and I slept in that thing for like a week straight, just chilling in the back of my own vehicle. And he like come back there, he's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh fuck." He's like, "You drinking back here?" And I'm like, "Bitch, maybe." He's like, "Shit, is that Cuervo? Hold on, let me come back there real quick." I was like, "All right, let's go, brother. Let's go. Hurry up. Close the flap. Close the flap."
That's awesome. I'm back. Sorry, folks. I got a call from my dispatcher.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I see in the private
which
chat.
Essentially came out to, "Hey, where you at?" My brother in Christ, you have a tracker on me.
Did you hear the story though? Fucking
yes.
Zach, were you ever down in the well deck while the LCACs were firing up their engines and shit? Or
no, I've never actually seen it in progress. However, we used to do muster right above the well deck up in the hangar bay, and it always sounded like a trillion angry bees were right underneath our feet. Couldn't even take muster properly. Muster's, when it's like attendance for you regular folk.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't even hear names being called because the fans are so loud.
So the the story that you tell, Josh, there was actually do you remember Skopek?
Yeah, Sean, good guy.
Yeah, so Sean, he actually got fucked up because of an LCAC. So for those of you guys that don't know, those LCACs have gigantic fans on the back of them that blow air, and that's how they move forwards and backwards. Is they have fans underneath the boat that push air downwards, which like pushes the boat up above the water, and then the boat hovers on the water and stuff. And then the fans in the back, they blow backwards, and that's what makes the LCAC move forwards. Landing craft.
Also, balloon it as well.
It's a what?
It's kind of like giant balloons, pretty much. Like it'll fill it up.
Yeah.
That's what gets to the float. It comes on the beach, and it's like, all right, we're on the beach now.
Yep, and then
it lands on the beach.
Yeah, and then it lands. Yeah. So there was a Marine one time who got ran over by an LCAC, and he fucking died because that's a lot of weight. But you gotta not stand on the beach when that thing's coming in.
How do you? First of all, how the fuck do you even do that?
I don't fucking know, man. Maybe homie was sleeping, or maybe he was an idiot or something. Maybe he was running out to go save a turtle.
Mean, I guess it is the Marine Corps, so I mean, what is it? Common sense is not a common virtue, obviously.
Yeah, not for the common folks. But anyways, so Josh and I had a buddy named Sean, and he was inside of a tent, and the tent is like a fully enclosed. It's got ceiling, floor, and walls. And the way that you set up tents in the Marine Corps is the frame is outside of the tent. So it's basically like a big plastic bubble with zippers on the sides that you walk in and out with a frame around it. And anyways, an LCAC came flying in, and it spun, and its gigantic fans in the back of it blew against the tent that my buddy was in. And he had a bunch of radio equipment, like big, heavy, fucking 20-pound radios.
Oh, no
sitting
shit!
Inside of the fucking thing, and the whole fucking tent blew over and did like a fucking hamster wheel, tumbling down the beach. And he ended up getting fucking smacked in the head by one of the radios. He was basically like when you throw a whole bunch of bingo balls inside of the bingo ball roller thing, and you're turning it.
Oh yeah.
Jumbling around. That's essentially what happened to our buddy. And anyways, he ended up getting a fuck ton of stitches in his head. And this is as my deployment was coming back, and they were receiving. They did a lot of receiving people on the beach, and they did a lot of receiving people in the actual port of entry.
Is that how we got his combat action ribbon?
No. So we got the combat action ribbons. So the combat action ribbon is because they shot at his ship. They sent missiles at his ship, and the ship shot down the missiles. The missiles almost.
Oh, was he on the San Antonio?
Yeah, he was on the San Antonio. They fucking they shot down an enemy fucking thing that was coming at him. Which who knows?
Yeah, he was with a couple other buddies of ours too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually a very interesting subject. One that I've. This was the San Antonio, right?
Yeah, it was the San Antonio. He was on the mid deck.
So, I've done a lot of looking into and thinking about that whole thing because the San Antonio was part of our ARG, our amphibious ready group, which is, for those at home, it consists of an LHD, which is a big deck. A
big boy ship.
LPD, which the San Antonio was, and then a LSD, which is a smaller, amphibious craft. So the LHD carries about 3,000 personnel. LPD, I believe it's 1,200, and the LSD is more like 700 full complement. Maybe less than that. So the San Antonio, every one of these ships has very low defensive capabilities. They've got Sea-Wiz, which is, big automated 20 millimeter Gatling gun. It's got NATO Sea Sparrow missiles. It's got a few other things. I probably shouldn't be talking too much about the weapons complement. Because I know things and I don't know how much I know.
Yeah, this is a Google search. You can Google search this, obviously, so it's out there.
See, I know a lot of things, and I don't know how much I know that is not speakable, so I try to keep it down. Yeah, I had clearances and shit, So
Oh, yeah, I was a part of the JLTV
anyhow,
program. That was a hush hush.
So because of this, one of these ships is always escorted by a destroyer. So the San Antonio got missile shot at it, and by the Houthis in Yemen, who were upset for a various amount of reasons. Ask Dave Smith if you really want a deep dive on the situation in Yemen in 2016 and going up till now. And the Mason responded by firing, I believe it might have been nearly a full battery of Tomahawk missiles at every radar site, every launch site, every command site that was known. Every single target within range just got smashed. Mind you, this was without higher clearance. The captain actually got reprimanded by the president for this return volley. But because of that, every known target.
This stream, by the way, this stream might get pulled, so make sure you download it when we end it.
Oh man!
Oh no!
Oh, am I breaking into?
I love you, CIA.
Bad territory?
Please don't come and break down my door. I love you.
Yep,
Love you.
CIA is my favorite. Continue, Zach. Though.
So every known site was blasted. Now we had a theory the whole time because our ship was pierside for 13 years before working up for this deployment. And they were actually going to scrap it, but they decided to, use it as kind of an experimental platform. We were the first ship to be outfitted to carry F-35 Bravos, for example. But we always ended up getting sent to the sketchiest places on deployment. So there was a bit of a theory floating around that we might be a big target. Now, interestingly enough, probably completely unrelated to that was when we finally got pulled off station from Libya. We got an 8-day port call, and then we interestingly enough, got sent down to Yemen, to the coast of Yemen in the Red Sea, to the exact same spot where the USS San Antonio and the USS Mason had been engaged, a couple of weeks before. So I'm not going to draw any conclusions there, but it is interesting. Like I said, every known target was wiped out with that counterattack. So there's a bit of a theory, among some friends that we might have been a big shoot at me target to see where the rest of the guys were, to see if there was anything left. Which apparently there was nothing left because for reasons I won't discuss here. We were a very fat target for a while, and we did not get launched at. And I did not get a nice fat combat action ribbon out of it. So,
yep.
I think that was bullshit. They got a combat action ribbon for that. I'm just gonna say it.
I mean, yeah, it's like a weird technicality version of combat, like where the ship that you're on gets shot at. So, like, it's
naval combat.
Yeah, it's naval combat. It feels funky though, but it's like, if you're commanding like Admiralty or whatever the hell's like, hey, go float around over here, and I'm not going to tell you that we're having you float around there because we want to know where bad guys are, and they're going to shoot at you. Like, that's a. By the way, guys, this is what the United States does. This is like our specialty. Is we put service members in positions where we have lots of fun. Man, we had a lot of crazy cool things happen on our ship. We broke a lot of records. The USS Wasp was like one of the ships that dropped the most bombs on bad guys. It had the one of the biggest floodings that a ship has ever had without ever actually.
Oh, that doesn't get talked about though.
Yeah, that one doesn't get talked about. People never hear about that. There's.
In fact, when people from our ship file for disability for injuries related to that flood, we're by and large told that it never happened. Yes.
Yes, that flooding never happened. Yes, of course. 3,000 people. know that flooding never happened, bro. That shit got swept under the rug like like nothing else.
And the thing
We
is,
had-
that is
was like-
something that should be well known, because that was not only
oh yeah,
a crazy flood. That's the biggest flood
like
since the USS Mason. Shortly thereafter, the McCain and the Fitzgerald
yeah,
were involved in crashes, which were much more dangerous. They nearly lost the ship in both cases, and
bro.
people
It was
people
like
sadly lost their
7
lives in that.
It was
So
like
we didn't hold the
7
crown
frames
for the biggest flood since the Mason for very long, but that
Yeah.
should have been a textbook flood. The Navy should that's a flood that the lessons from which should have been taught to
For real.
sailors, because every sailor is a damage controlman, just as every Marine's a rifleman. Every sailor
Yep.
has a responsibility of controlling damage control, fighting floods, fighting fires, fighting toxic gas. We are all first responders on the ship. So
Yeah.
with that said, that is a incident from which lessons should be learned by sailors of the U.S. Navy, but because of reasons which we won't get into here, it got thoroughly covered up, and it's also a shame because there was some heroic efforts. We got out of that really lucky. There were very few injuries relative to what it could have been, and we had no deaths as a result of that flood. We got very lucky, and we were only so fortunate, I'd say, because of the heroic efforts of men I knew well, men and women I knew well, because I was actually in the damage control crew at the time. You do this thing in the Navy sometimes where you take your problem child, you take your guy who's bad at his job, and you send him over to the damage controlman, and all they're really expected to do is do maintenance on fire extinguishers for, it's supposed to be 6 months, but for me it was a year. So I knew all these guys fairly well at this point. I was only 2 weeks into the damage control thing at the time, so I wasn't exactly essential personnel, but I knew these people, and I learned real quick just how much they put their lives on the line to save us. And some dear friends of mine, one of my best friends in the world, still has intense lingering mental issues from being trapped in places, nearly drowning a few times. And we fought flood for a week.
Is it
It was
okay if I tell
catastrophic.
if I tell his story, if you tell his story without like names and stuff about the
I
gentleman
can
who was
tell
trapped
that.
underwater?
I don't want to put too much on record because like we say, Will, we make campfire stories, and I don't want to put my version of the truth on the record. However, at one point he did get stuck underneath a pump, a very heavy pump that needed to get to the right place, and if I understand correctly, I believe his team, the team he was with, had to get these pumps to this place. Otherwise, very soon we were going to lose the ship. They had to get these other pumps in place. And what we're taught in damage control is shipmate, self. That means number one priority is save the ship. If you can, save your shipmates. And lastly, save yourself if you can.
It's like
so
God,
it
God,
came
country,
down to
family. Yeah.
It came down to, well, we've got to leave you here, buddy. We're going to come back as soon as we can. So as soon as they got those pumps up and running, they ran back to get him. And at that point, he had been underwater for probably longer than most people could make it. And they managed to pull him out just in time to save his life.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, man.
And I remember getting back from that deployment, and we're all sitting outside this little flop house apartment. We were all pitching in. We had like 20 people living in this little 2-bedroom apartment, and we're outside of there smoking cigarettes. And anybody who knows anything about Norfolk, Virginia, knows that the civic engineering in Norfolk sucks. And every time it rains, every parking lot, every street, every single piece of ground floods because the civic engineering just sucks in Norfolk. So we're out there smoking, and water's rising in the parking lot, and I witnessed a panic attack for the first time. The first time I ever witnessed a panic
Dang.
attack
Yeah.
as this water's rising, and my buddy's my buddy, who is a very very strong very strong fella mentally, was just reduced to a mess by this thing, or by this flooding. We didn't we He didn't know why, we didn't know why, but it's kind of obvious in hindsight what was going on there. But guys like that, their story won't be told because this flood was, well, for the most part, very
Swept
very
under the
covered up.
rug. Yep. We got
Yes,
a question from Mr. Paul Sachs, who asks, "What was the list angle achieve?" I don't think that our flooding ever got so bad as
List-
it affected the list angle.
I don't think we. Yeah, I don't think that. I do know. I remember seeing, because there's a posting which was outside the chow line, which would chart the draft of the ship at
Yeah.
every 12 hours, and it would have like a week set up there. And I do remember looking at that and seeing that our draft, which was normally 27 feet, get a little lower for when we were doing well deck operations, when we would take on water so that we could get the LCACs in and out of the ship. Is normally 27 feet, but I remember looking at that and seeing something like 45 feet. So we were sinking. We took on, we flooded in this
Oh, brother.
certain area. We flooded from the 7th deck. Flooding reached within, I believe, the 7th deck being the lowest part of the ship.
Yep, the belly.
Flooding, and it goes 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 is the main deck, 01, 02, 03, etc.
Yep.
The flooding at its peak, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, reached the 2nd deck.
Yeah.
Mind you,
And it was
ships are compartmentalized. This wasn't
Yeah,
flooding
it was
the entire ship, but this certain part of the ship flooded just extremely. And then we lost watertight integrity for a little while there. So other places were flooding. All from a blown fire main. All
Yep.
from a blown fire main that I don't know the technicalities, but we couldn't shut the fire main off for several reasons, including, the flooding destroyed one of our backup generators.
Yep.
And our other one of our power plants was down for maintenance. One of our other generator was down for maintenance. So it was the worst timing for the worst flooding in the worst place.
Can I stop you for a second and just give the folks at home some context? So when he says power plants, that's the engine of the ship. The ship has several engines. One was down for maintenance. One was operational. One got destroyed because of the flooding, or rendered dysfunctional because of the flooding. So we were down to one engine. Also, this was during the bombing of Libya, which is like the ship's whole, quote unquote mission that it had to go do, was going and bomb
by
the
this
fuck
point
out of
we
Libya.
were off the coast of Yemen.
Or off the coast of Yemen. So we were in danger
which is even
zone.
worse because the San Antonio got shot at.
Yeah.
2 weeks before
so we
this.
were in hot territory, working on one engine with 2 engines down, while water is flooding into the ship, and everyone's on ultimate crazy danger mode. Meanwhile, by the way, guys, I'm a Marine, so I don't do ship stuff. All I know is I'm a Marine, I'm on the ship, I do the Marine things, and that's all I gotta know. I had no idea that the ship was flooding to the extent that it was going to sink. They didn't tell us this shit, right? They did not communicate. They didn't tell anybody. But rumors abound within the Navy folks and whatnot. But as far as I know, I was like, oh, time to go do bucket brigade. Okay, cool beans, fucking haul a bucket up the stairs,
had you guys doing bucket brigades. It was that bad. There was so much water coming in that our pumps were not able to handle enough of it. And occasionally, equipment breaks under continuous use. A few of our pumps would burn out every so often, and before we could get another pump in, water would start rising again.
Yeah.
So every time we would get this, we would start to get the flooding under control. we'd get, we'd lose watertight integrity to a compartment, or we'd, my friend I was speaking of earlier, he told me a story. I don't know exactly the context of it, but it was while the water was rising and it's looking really bad, and they're about chest deep in water up on like the third deck. And the way he put it to me, and it made my hair stand on end when he told me the story a few months ago, actually, he said, suddenly the water went down like somebody pulled the plug on a toilet.
Yeah.
Which, that's not a good thing. That means we lost watertight integrity to a very big compartment somewhere. So the water just within a few seconds, all the water was drained out of that particular compartment. And
I
that
remember
was like that. He said that's when he was like, "Oh man, we're going down."
Yeah.
It got really
I remember
serious there for a minute.
we lost cargo. It was cargo hold 7, I want to say, that had all the
Cargo hold
humanitarian supplies. Cargo hold 10. Okay.
Yeah,
Cargo
it
hold
was about 80 feet wide, about what did you say, about 15 feet high, and about 30 feet.
It was
the other way.
huge. It was fucking
A
huge, and it was
compartment.
stacked.
I'd say about a quarter the size of the hangar bay.
Yeah, so for the folks at home, it was like a small gymnasium or a very large classroom, and it was filled to the brim with humanitarian equipment, cots, MREs, pillows and blankets,
Diapers.
all sorts of diapers, like all the
I
stuff
remember
that
seeing a bunch of blowed up diapers, man. That was a wild sight.
and this cargo hold. So inside the ship, there's different big giant containers and little containers, big spaces, little spaces. I remember as part of the cleanup crew after the flooding had got taken care of and everything was under control, like my specific unit's job, I was part of combat cargo, which our job is to secure all the stuff onto the ship. Like all the marine stuff that is inside the Navy realm has to be tied down to the ship, so that way when you're going through like waves and stuff, you don't have like tanks rolling around inside of the ship going like left and right as you go up and down the
Would
swell.
be a
So
shame
everything
if
has to
fell
get,
in the sea.
yeah, exactly. And it's just like I've like our job was check chains every 4 hours. Every single chain on the ship needs to be checked. And there was like, I remember I did the math one time. It was like 750 chains, and so I'm sending out like my little 4-man fire teams from my like 12-man squad that I was a squad leader of. And it was just like, hey, you guys go check this deck. You guys go check that deck. You do this, that, and the other thing. And then like I'll spot check you every now and again to make sure you're all doing your jobs correctly. But it's just like, golly, man, like when we had to go and clear out the hangar, the cargo hold 10 from all the flooding damage, because the water just ruined everything. It's like all these like feather pillows, all these wool blankets, all these like diapers, all these nasty MREs that had got soaked in seawater mixed with like diesel fuel mixed with whatever the hell was in the bilge of the ship. The bilge is like the lowest part of the ship where like all the nasty stuff falls to, like when and like it gets pumped out and filtered and whatever the hell. But like all that stuff got like
We also
soaked
had a
into
whole
all
lot
the
of
food.
JP5 jet fuel that got flooded out too, so that was in there too.
Yep. So JP5 is basically
which
super
isn't
diesel.
exactly good for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not good at all. And so all of this was in like it was the craziest thing that you guys will never hear about, except on this podcast for the 16 of you guys that are listening. 15 now.
This kind of is the world premiere of this is the kind of the world premiere of this particular sea story, because I don't imagine this story has ever been told any other time or place.
The Arabian iceberg is what our friend Paul Sachs calls it. The Arabian iceberg.
The Arabian iceberg.
Yep. There you go. But yeah, man, like so much crazy shit. So much crazy shit happened on that deployment. But like the some of the best memories though were of playing the music, doing the cool things, getting to hang out with folks, going to port and doing all sorts of debauchery and craziness. But it's fucking good to have you fucking
and
Brother Oates and Josh.
And truly meeting some of the best people I've ever met in my life, some of those some friends from that particular deployment and from that particular duty station, I may not have much contact with anymore. But there's select few like you will, and like
Yep.
Like maybe 3 or 4 other guys who are very dear to my heart. And in this time in my life where I've kind of condensed down, boiled down my my close friends, I'm proud to say that several of them are from USS Wasp in my time spent there. And when you distill something, you get the most. You get Josh. Josh, when you distill something down, you get the most important essential parts of it. And the friends I have are high quality men, and you are among them, Will.
Hell yeah, amigos. Well, I'll fucking drink to that. Cheers to both of you being excellent, fantastic, awesome military bros, all in the music world, all in the fun and happiness having. And man, this has been a great fucking stream, guys. We got to start winding it down here in the near future. Before we go,
yeah, it's funny. It's funny because we never got into the fucking National Enquirer that you got for this.
We never did.
We never got
into
it. We went off
on
this tangent. Went off. The yapping was next level yapping. So
this is great though. So like there's some great. I have not even opened this other than checking out.
You got the National Enquirer. And you're like, I'm gonna go through this, and we didn't even have a chance to go through one page.
Apparently, Ghislaine Maxwell is now a lot fatter. She's got a lot more juice to her body or something
thicker.
now that she is. Good job, Ghislaine. And I don't know, maybe Trump will pardon you or something. Who knows?
I mean,
hey guys,
it's nice. You just have some nice chi-chi. So I mean,
Nicole Kidman's teen drama, man. Like National Enquirer is fucking hilarious. This was gonna be the sauce for the show, but it turned out that we just had some great conversation with some great people, and I'm always happy to be surprised by that stuff going on. Speaking of great people, Josh, you have the sticker that you can hold up for the folks at home. This very, very special chat motherfucking Panda Express chat. It's chat motherfucking shout outs time. Ladies and germs, let's shout out some of the fucking chats. For the folks at home, we've got Mr. K Hudson has joined us with a red octopus waving. So I'm on StreamYard. I don't know what's going on YouTube, but I presume that it's an octopus that's waving and saying hello. Good to see you, Kay Hudson. Welcome to the stream, broski. Glad we could have you with us. Josh, earlier we were talking about the Mandalorian stuff. Our resident DJ on Roundtable Mandalorian amigo is Mr. Tin Top, who's got the Mando helmet.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah. He says, what's up, Hefkins? Good to see you, Mr. Tin Top. Welcome, broski. Glad we can have you with us tonight. We've also got Richard Hart Max, who says, what's up, gents? Good to see you, Max. Welcome, bro. Max. I have an idea of a gift that I can give you, Max, and I'll get with you offline at some point and chittery chat with you. But it's good to see you, bro. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us joining tonight. Paul Sachs, unflooding yourself. That's fucking awesome, Mr. OBX. Mr. OBX Reaper says Hampton Roads, and I believe that he's referring to something in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yes, that came up while I was talking about the awful civic engineering of the drainage systems in Norfolk. And yes, that does apply to the entirety of the Hampton Roads area. Just
there you go.
awful infrastructure.
Good to see you, OBX. Hell yeah, broski. Glad that we have another
Love the Norfolk. OBX, by the way. Great place when it's empty in the winter.
What is OBX? What is
That's
this?
The
I don't know
Outer
anything
Banks
about
North Carolina.
Oh shit!
I've been twice. I've been during. It got up to 60 degrees one day in March, and me and my buddy were like, "Hey, you want to go on a road trip down to the Outer Banks? Check that out." Super empty, deserted island feeling sometimes. Saw like 5 people the entire time. And then I went there during peak season one time, and not the same. Not the same at all.
I went to I got stranded on the island of Ocracoke, which is the pirate Blackbeard's special island.
I've been there too. Awesome spot, dude.
I took the last ferry in, and then all the ferries shut down, and it was like, oh, there's no escaping this island. I was trying to get from Kitty Hawk down to Jacksonville, down to Morehead City. So because I went up there to buy some windsurfing equipment, and then I got all the way down there.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, cool thing about Ocracoke, it is actually the last, believed to be the last vestige. Is that the last? We'll say last bastion of one of the original American accents. That being the Ocracoke brogue, which is a very interesting accent that people used to have. You know, mostly only among the older generations now, but it's a very unique accent. Unique to Ocracoke, mostly because of its former isolation. It was a very isolated place until they started running. I believe they started running ferries there, and that brought in a lot of tourism and a lot of other people moving there. But when it was just an isolated, barrier island, it was a holdout of one of the last, like, very uniquely old colonial American accents.
I remember watching a video on that, and like their accent is definitely one of a kind, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate lots of the movie kind of type stuff.
Damn, I gotta write this down.
Accents and local linguistics are one of my favorite, or one of my particular autisms. I like I like local linguistics, accents, and the way that where you come from forms who you are culturally and affects. But that's that. We'll save that for the next stream. Anyway,
I like that. That's cool. I just wrote it down in my Telegram journal. So I've got a note about Ocracoke accents and cool stuff. That's fucking sweet. I like it.
Yeah.
Well,
so what else we got?
Fucking shout out to the Outer Banks Reaper talking about Hampton Roads. And finally, for the last chat shout outs for the stream, we are joined by my very best doctor and amigo. We've got Dr. Alan Chen saying from
Dr.
Your
Alan
Health
Chen.
Unplugged. Yes, very fashionably late, but cheers to all. Cheers to you too, Dr. Alan Chen. Fucking Prost, Slancha, Nazdrovia, and all the fucking fantastic salute and all the fantastic drinking words to you, Dr. Chen. Good to see you. I did not expect to see you here tonight. This is
Dr. Chen.
Cool,
I feel like we're friends vicariously through Will. I mean, I think you're cool.
Vicariously?
Dude. I think you're a really cool dude. What's that?
Yep.
Not vicariously, vicariously.
Vicarious. Hey, what's the difference? Hey,
I was in the Navy.
Hey.
Oh my God, this is great. Well, listen, Zach, Josh, it's time for us to wind the stream down. So I'm gonna do the end of show copywriting, and we're gonna run through the end of show stuff. But just stick around, and we'll hang out in the green room after the show is over. By the way, we've got another one. Looking forward to meeting you all in person sometime. Stop by Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm working on shit on my channel. 3 streams coming up on Friday. See you all then. Yes, make sure you guys check out Dr. Alan Chen's Your Health Unplugged. He talks about a lot of things having to do with getting away from the modern medical stuff.
I actually want to meet him. He seems like a cool guy. So if I ever have a chance to go up in the Dallas area with you, I wouldn't mind stopping by and saying hi.
Fucking A right, dude. I can confirm that Dr. Alan Chen is a fucking kick-ass dude. I mean,
on top of being a doctor, I mean, what else more do you want? It's on top of being a professional, so I like picking people's brains apart and like asking questions and being like, hey man, like what's up? I always like learning more. I'm like a sponge. I like to know as much as possible, even if it's useless information. That's fine. I just want to learn everything as much as possible. So I wouldn't mind talking to him one of these days.
Bro, he's a great resource as far as like medical information and just life stuff in general. And I met him through like an awesome network, and he's a super cool guy. And like I hang out with him all the time. Fucking great. Love to see you, Dr. Allen. Thank you for hopping on the stream. We're definitely gonna have to do a meetup or something at some point. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be awesome.
I like
And
Texas.
yes, yeah, for sure, man. And like stop by Dallas, hit up myself or hit up Dr. Chen. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be in here on book club on Friday. We're hoping to do a fucking kick-ass awesome stream. We're doing the 48 laws of power. It's gonna be a good time. So real quick though, before we end the show, we're gonna start with Josh and then we'll roll over to Zach. If the folks at home, the 14 people who are watching this, if they want to find you or if they want to hook up with you or connect with you or something, do you have a social media or something that you want to shout out? And then also, like, do you want to talk about what are the cool things that you're doing in the near future and what you got going on? Starting with Josh, and then we'll toss it over to Zach.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously, Josh. My Instagram is slide180. If you want to follow my black metal band, it's NORDJN, Norden, Norgen, whatever you want to call it, NOD, NORD. The beers are hitting me, brother. NORDJN, black metal baby, cheese and rice. Okay, so I actually have something important to say. I have something important to say.
Actually, there's something very important he's gonna say.
I have something very important. So okay, actually Halloween at midnight, Texas time, I'll be releasing a new song on my black metal band page on YouTube. So as soon as it's midnight, Texas Central Time, it's coming out. So
Halloween midnight Texas time song.
Halloween.
It's coming out.
Texas.
It's Halloween, Texas time, black metal.
YouTube.
Texas
Bam.
time, black metal. I'm told it's the best
out.
black metal. I heard it and I said, "Wow, it's the best black metal."
I said, "Wow, this is black metal I've ever heard. It's better than Mayhem. It's better than Dark Throne. It's better than Bergman Emperor. It's better than Tyrcon." It's not. It's not. But yeah, that's what's up with that. Nothing crazy. I might go to a drift event and take some drift pictures. So if you follow my Instagram at slide180, I don't know if I'm going to the October event or the November event, but like if you like drifting, I'm probably going to be posting some pictures / videos here in the next month or two on top of music on my actual band page. But either way, potatoes.
I like it. Excellent. So you guys can find Josh over at Instagram.com/slide180. Mr. Zach, my good friend, brother Oates. What have you got going on in the near future? And if the folks want
what have I got going on in the near future? Let me tell you what. Good things ahead. I'm going canoeing soon. Just a weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. Hell yeah.
So you can find me at Brother Oates on Instagram at Brother Oates, and you got to put the O as a 0. Brother Oates on Instagram, and I mostly post farm stuff on there, canoe stuff, camping stuff. I haven't posted a lot in a while, but need to get back up on that. I do some backyard farming. I do some canoeing. I do some camping. I believe in being able to rely on yourself. So, throw me a follow there if you wish. If you want to see some pictures of my chickens and my dogs and my canoes, and y'all are great, and I appreciate you all.
Absolutely. Fan-fucking-tastic. And it's great having the both of you on stream tonight because like you guys are both super awesome, important people in my life. So thank you for joining me. Like this is so cool. This fucking DGen roundtable trip that I've been taking over the past 2.5 years. I've met so many cool people, and just getting to integrate different parts of my life means a lot to me. So this is awesome. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you stick around after the show is over. Last time we had a difficult time ending the stream, so the folks at home got to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. But
oh no!
Yeah, just stick around in the green room.
Oh no, brother!
Stick around in the green room, and we'll continue bullshitting and stuff off the air afterwards. For the folks at home, you guys can you guys can find me and all my stuff based off of the website will.pls.fyi. That's where everything having to do with me can be found, whether you guys want to buy your own bad idea t-shirts that I make zero money off of, but this is just the design. Y'all can go get it over there. You can stalk me in all the places, do all that shit. And that's all there is to it. That's what's going on with me. I'm in Detroit for the next week or so, and then after that, I'm going to Nebraska, and I'm going to do some more tower shit. And then after that, I very possibly will either be going to Texas or Washington D.C. So that's what's going on for me in the near future.
All right.
As far as the DGen Roundtable goes, for the show in general, today is Whiskey Wednesday, so our next show is going to be on Friday, where we will be covering book club. It is the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. It's going to be an awesome show. And then after that is Sunday. You guys can catch us here doing the same thing. We're going to be covering the week's worth of news for cryptocurrency. Just a kind of general reminder for all the folks at home who have never seen us before. Wednesday, we talk to friends. Friday, we do book club. And Sunday, we do the news. You can see it right down there below, just underneath Josh. It says, we are live every 8 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. This is the DGen Roundtable. Thank you guys all for watching. And I want to thank you all for spending your valuable time with us here on the DGen Roundtable. As Agent J often says, we know that time is your most valuable asset, and we appreciate you investing it right here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Will Stevenson, but more importantly, you have been watching the DGen Roundtable. Mr. Producer is me. I need to get my trigger finger ready because it's time to remind all the folks at home to remember to DGen responsibly.